let's see if we actually do go live. I'm sure it's actually going live when I pick my nose, and that would be awesome if that would happen. Anyway, hey there, fellow travelers, Mark and Jocelyn. She's coming. There you go. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy Wednesday. Do let me know, how is the new video? I got the only HD webcam I could get on Amazon, and it didn't have a name. It was just webcam. And most people said the mic was horrible on it, and I used it for my class earlier this week. It's not good, so I plugged in my nice mic I got, but I don't know if that works. Some issues with sound. Okay. Quite a lot of static. All right. Oh, no, it's crackling. All right. Well, then we're going to have to switch.
Scorpio Sue has margaritas.
Hold on. Mic issues.
Mark, maybe you brought up.
Which one's this one?
So staticky. See, that's what you get when you get a bad
Alright,
mic. Alright, so we're going to switch over here.
Okay, it's still saying bad sound.
Yeah,
Is it any better yet? Oh,
very crackly.
dagnabbit.
Let's
Static
go for
was
video
better when
cache
you
device.
pulled it.
Is it better now? I always love these things. Can barely hear you guys. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to switch this for a sec. We're going to switch
Sounds like
up.
frying bacon. I
We're
kind of like
switching,
that.
we're switching to the other stuff. Working.
Everything okay now?
Now you get to see us up our nose. It's
I
great.
look like this. I look like my forehead's 4 feet tall.
I know. So we are going to work
feel
on this.
like
Jocelyn, talk to these people.
I have
Talk
an
to these kind
abnormally large
people.
forehead today. Can we just? I need bangs. Oh my gosh, they look funny. Hey Elliot, thank you for the super chat. Welcome to the chat. And no static, no
Yeah.
crackle, but it sounds like you're 20 feet away from the mic. Gosh.
Yeah,
dang.
so
this is what happens when we try to get a bigger screen.
No, this is what happens when you get the cheap mic, the only mic available. Can you turn off the overhead mic? The only mic available on Amazon, because everything's sold out till July, so you can't get one that has a good mic in it. So I used this in my class earlier this week, and it kind of worked like up close, but obviously not really doing very well right now. You just put it around. Maybe I'll try to figure out how to use the this nice, fancy, nice microphone that we know works when you actually use it. Anyway.
I'm
You
just
talk-
doing
just-
my hair
just-
in the
just
picture.
talk to people while I get this stuff out of the way.
I'm doing my hair in the picture. Hello, Nick and Allison and Lori and Kathy Walters and Fierce Mice. I love that name. Gallivanting Gals is here, and Mark Finley and Babs, and oh my gosh, Giselle, so many more people. Darian is here. It is so good to see all of you guys. Hello, Miami. That sounds like a movie or something. Hello, Miami. Oh, just up the road in Peoria. How is P-Town these days, huh? Oh my gosh, Stuart Ross is chiming in from the UK at 2:05 a.m. I know these Wednesday things are difficult for our friends across the pond and in other places in the world. My gosh. Okay, so we're getting mixed reviews. Hey, Henry Martinez. It's nice to see you, dear. Thomas says it sounds like an old-time international phone call. I guess that's better than having, 2 tin cans with a string, which we could do with you. It'd be a long string, but, we could do that, right? Oh, goodness.
Is it still really bad?
Max Hall is having ice cream and chilled lime.
Nice.
Huh. That's an interesting combo right there. Mark has Jack Daniels. Did you get a Biscoff cookie to dip in it?
No, I have to get those. Where'd you put them?
In the pantry. Where else would you put them?
I don't know.
Big Sky Adventures. Hello. How are you? Oh my gosh. Yes, it's Joe. I'm assuming it's Joe. It's nice to see you. I so want to. So if we end up doing a West thing this summer, I'm hoping that we can come out and see you, Joe, and do some fly fishing because I really want to. I really want to do some fly fishing. So we'll talk more about that one-on-one. So hello Montreal, and let's see, there was something. Oh, PEI in Toronto, y'all. Mark is working on is it up
Old
yet?
school PEI video.
Yeah, he's doing an old PEI video today. So as he's running around the living room trying to move things. Oh my gosh. Sounds like 90s TV. And then other people are saying it's all good. My forehead looks great. Thanks.
Yeah, this camera sucks.
I feel like the camera on this is from the bottom of the screen rather than the top.
Because say if I do this, then you get
laptop.
that. You get like, oh, you can see the keyboard.
Yeah, and it feels kind of funny. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well tonight. I just posted my newest blog because I went out yesterday for the first time in
Wow, this camera
48
sucks.
days, I think, something like that. So that was big excitement for me. Hey, look, there's Mark's hand.
I know this. See, I tried to get a new server so we could do this on a few platforms. We could do a lot of different stuff, but apparently it was not meant to be. I apologize.
Okay.
We'll just use the keyboard down here part that it looks like it's kind of like a staging area.
Okay, it's a staging area. There we go.
Just talk.
The whole thing is
Just
kind
answer
of
questions.
crazy. I haven't gotten any questions yet, and you didn't pop the doohickey out. Thank you, Katie, that my hair looks good. Okay, so yesterday I went out for the first time in 40 days. I don't know if any of you guys have stayed home like that. I mean, when we said shelter in place, we took it seriously and didn't leave. We've gone on walks and things like that, but I haven't like gone anywhere. So I was having like really bad migraine like headaches, and I knew it was something from something in my neck. And so Mark's finally like, you just need to go to the chiropractor. So I did, and he fixed me right up, and it was wonderful. It was different though, and I talk all about that. And then I was like, since I'm breaking my stay at home thing, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the store. And on my way to Target, I saw Home Depot, so I had to stop there. And then I went to Target, and then I went to the grocery store. Yes, I will. Jeez, Mark. Mark's all like concerned that I'm not saying I wore a mask the whole time. I did. I wore my mask, and I had hand sanitizer and wipes, and I was very careful. I did all the things I am supposed to do. And let me tell you, there are a great many people out there not doing any of it, which I suppose is their prerogative. But, we're advocates of being clean and not spreading the cooties, because even if you're not at risk, other people are. So yeah, it was an interesting experience, and it felt really good to go out and to be a normal-ish person for a change. It's like 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, I would come and go from my house and go shopping and not think anything of it. And when someone stopped and I was speaking to someone, I wouldn't take a step back because they were too close. And yesterday I found myself doing that. And it was socially a very unusual thing for me, mostly because I really like to talk to people, and also I'm a hugger. So that was kind of crazy. Ooh, hey, what'd you do there?
Just trying to get us a little bit better
That is better.
view of things.
Yeah, much better. Thank you. Michael Mon's on. Hey, Reggie. Oh, she's got Vino Verde. That's awesome. I do not. I have bubble water and vodka. Less carbs.
Who cares about carbs?
cares about
Carbs don't count in quarantine.
But they do when they turn to sugar in your
Blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody caring.
I
Nobody
care.
Nobody
I don't
cares.
care if you don't care.
Nobody cares.
I do. You know what?
Carbs are good for you. Help you get through the day.
I so envy you getting to see your chiropractor. I'm sure mine is closed as non-essential, but I could be wrong. I just miss it. Ours is essential, and he is taking reservations, and so whatever appointment.
He's taking reservations. Yes. If
Well,
you
they
like
are
would you like a
appointments,
for a
like-
day?
I used to be able to just walk in. I'd call and say, "Hey, how's it looking there?" And they're like, "Oh, come on in," And now you have to call and make an actual appointment or reservation. And I went in, and people are staying in their cars, and they're texting you when you can come in. But when my appointment was, there was only like one other person in there, so it was okay that I went in. So that was it.
Happy birthday, April Finley.
It's April Finley's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Did somebody make you a beautiful cake?
Herself.
Oh, I know that she's the baker, but I was thinking maybe she took the day off and somebody else did it.
I think Rebecca makes a good point. Every pound is proof I survived another day. That's right. Can't get the light right. That's the problem with this thing. Since the camera's on the bottom here, it always goes up because usually we can get rid of that light right there, which is really annoying.
Well, it's our halo, our shared halo. Look, if I put my head right here, then it is my
Ain't nobody
halo.
believing that, honey. Ain't nobody believing that.
Why don't you love me anymore?
I do love you.
Because you're frustrated.
I'm frustrated with this damn computer. What I was trying to do tonight was trying to do a first for us is actually do a Facebook Live and a YouTube Live at the same time just to see if it works. So I downloaded this thing and got it all set up, and I couldn't do it on my other computer. So I had this one access more USB ports and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this to work. And then it was like, oh no, you must have a gaming channel to do this. I'm like, what? And so I was stuck here. Then I was like, okay, well, at least try to get the new mic and the new camera. And yeah. And we're back to where we were. And I just should have grabbed the thing I was using before. So to you, April, I'm sure you're not having technical problems.
I hope it's a wonderful and amazing birthday. I hope at least you had good weather since you had to be at home. So hang on. Oh, Nilo says, have you done a cooking segment yet? I can't wait to get some recipes. I hope you do one. Thank you. I have. We haven't posted it yet. Mark was going through it the other day.
It's gonna take me a little longer than usual.
You know, he just really doesn't like it when I make videos.
No, I do like when you make videos.
No,
I just want you to edit one video one time, and no, actually, you did really well. It all is all flowed together.
Okay,
but
so
we
then
just
why
should.
do
I need to
edit?
break it up into multiple videos, not just one, because it works really well for the Greek lamb, and then the Brazilian the mousse de maracujá worked really well. Like those two be separate, but it's the potato thing that's kind of like.
It's because I had started the potatoes before we started like really videotaping. So whatever. And the potatoes are a side dish, so they're on the side. Yeah?
Yes.
You know?
So
here's the thing, y'all.
I don't have the over the top like her stirring kind of stuff. It's from the side. Rebecca was giving me some good pointers. If she would have been there before, it would have been much better.
Here's
but we're getting
the deal.
there.
I am as tech savvy as possible. Like I'm absolutely. I'm not tech savvy. I can barely use Word properly. Actually, I'm sure I'm not using it as efficiently as it could be used. But that's just because I suck.
You're fantastic.
So it would not behoove you to have me edit anything.
No, it's not that you would edit anything. You just need to edit one. Like once you edit one, I totally understand that when people are like, "Oh, you edit one video," it's like, "Oh, I get it." Like this is a lot, so you start to realize when you can say stop and you can go, and it's like, wait, let me push go, and then wait a second. Then that's why I say and cut. Like they do all those things because it really makes life a lot easier. Anyway, let's get back to it. As the boys are yelling around.
So here's a couple funnies. Here's a good joke. If I'm quarantined with my wife for 2 weeks and I die, it wasn't the virus. I'm pretty sure Mark's ready to kill me today.
No.
And it's not got anything to
it's
do with
nothing to
me.
do with you. I'm just frustrated.
It has everything to do with the technology because although it's a glorious thing, it sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This camera is horrible.
And quarantine ain't no day. You're right, Mr. Blonde. It is apparently months.
Anyway, so Larry's H is talking about how they're looking to reduce restrictions here in Spain, also in Italy and other places. Places are looking at figuring out how they can reduce it. I know here in Illinois we're on shelter in place for the rest of May. All of May. We're not even in May yet. No, leave that one.
What if I turn up the other one? You sit there and tell me.
Seriously, it looks like we were filming this at 480. Sure. There you go. All the way. Blind me. Oh, there you go.
Can you handle it?
I can handle it. Baby. No, so they need to kill the fan light. Yeah, you're right, Jim. But you're going to start seeing things kind of opening up little by little. Some things will be, you can play golf now in some places. In other places you can't. That's why I asked.
You can play golf, but you can't play tennis.
And you can't have more than 2 people on a boat.
But you can have 5 people in a car.
Let's not talk.
I'm just saying, everything's contradictory.
I know. And so that's what's going to really happen is you're going to have to really pay attention. Not just like, oh, we're going to Europe. No, you have to go to a specific country in Europe and what are their rules. or we're going to around the U.S., what is the specific rules in that state? You have to look at all those things. You have to look at all those things.
Will you go show the lines for me, please?
So,
just those. Thank you.
So you have to look at that. I'm trying to take my stuff again. And that's why he always does. That's why one of the things we want to talk about is that's why I post a question on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. It's like, hey, what are some of the questions you have about travel after quarantine? And so what we're going to do is we're taking everybody's questions together and we're going to try to answer as many as we can. Because here's the thing: is you can't have answers for everything. What we can do is like what we do in our videos. We're going to give you the information so you know what to do when things do open up or when things are changing, so you'll know what to look for. So you have a better idea what's going on, because there are some pretty, it's like this is what has to happen first, but no one is really talking about it, and the airlines can't say anything because they're like, well, we don't want to like promise things we can't deliver, and so this is more like, hey, look, these are the questions that have to be answered. Here's what you have to look at before we can travel again. So that's why we're going to do that. So if you have questions like in the live one here, don't do that. Go on like the YouTube on our YouTube community page and post a comment there, or when this is over, push the comment underneath, or go to our little video I put out last night about what your questions are. Post them there because I do want to answer as many questions as we can, or at least like the themes of a lot of them, so things like that. So anyway, I want to say thank you to Katie Tatum, or Kadi Tatum. Hello from Olive Branch, Illinois.
Hey,
thank you very much.
cool.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
Nice to see you.
Kagi TM, blowing you kisses, my little pear treat as well. Very nice of you. Thank you. Def Leppard Rules Rock. Thank you. I get it right all the time now. You're the one who messes it up. Should I wear a mask on the plane and at the airport when I travel for a long time, even domestically? For now, yes, you should. If you heard, JetBlue is having everyone from, I think, May 4th has to wear a mask when they're flying. We had a friend of ours who flew this last week. She went from, Indy or Chicago?
Indy to Reagan.
To Reagan in D.C. And she said there's 5 people on the plane. Some people had masks, some people didn't have masks, but you're going to have masks. And I think that's one of the things we're going to talk about that's one of the things that's going to be different. You're going to probably need to wear masks when you fly. The thing is finding masks is not always as easy as you were before. So
thank you,
hey,
Derek.
Henry.
And thank you, Derek. And Tom, hello in Savannah. I am missing y'all. I miss Savannah like something fierce, but I will get there again.
Tosh T. Everything is fine. Much better than the good old days when Comcast was the bane of Mark's existence. Yeah. It's been a little bit better. Now I just want to throw this computer out the window. But no, got to say these now. Hope you're doing well, Tosh. Tosh is one of our oldest, bestest buddies on here. He has probably commented, as all the people that comment on here, Tosh has commented on the most videos, the most Professor Walters videos. He has given me so many fantastic things to share with my students.
Comments and,
but tips and information, but also helpful ways of here's some real experiences, and he's traveled all over, and it's just been fantastic. So great to see him on here.
Olivia, thank you for signing up on Patreon.
Thank you.
She says, I've enjoyed the Saturday morning live stream so much, and your videos have been so useful during my travels. I'm glad that we're able to help you, and I'm glad that you're here to hang out with us and enjoy some camaraderie amongst other travelers. All right. Oh, that just bounced. Can we fix that?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So Ronnie says Texas is somewhat opening some things on Friday. Yeah, you had that. Last week, Austria started the smaller stores, the bigger stores are opening. So you're seeing things happen, but it's going to be little by little. So your early summer plans are probably going to change from what your original ones are. End of summer plans is really going to depend where you're going. The fall, it's a very fluid situation. And if you have more cases pop up, there might be a pullback and stuff. So it is very interesting to see what's going to happen. So
Donna says, here's another joke. Has anyone picked out their outfits to wear in the living room? You know what? I think I'm going to start pulling out some of my old art school outfits.
I've been just wearing T-shirts all the time.
I used to wear tutus as a thing. I wear a crinoline.
Yeah, but
with a button down and big, massive fake pearls, and it was great.
See,
and heels.
I used to do that too, but no one said anything.
Caleb will die. You did not.
Did I? I had a life before you.
Yeah, well, I would have seen a picture of that. I'm pretty sure.
Pre-internet. Matthew Joyce, will you go traveling to Europe in 2020? Yes, we will. If we're able to, we definitely will.
Right under that, Thomas said something. Where was it? An article somewhere. Maybe somewhere. It was an English paper. I don't know. about each individual countries and how they're opening up. I'm going to look for that. Thomas, if you wouldn't mind sending me that via our members and patrons Facebook, if you could just make a post with that so that I could read it, because it spun by and I didn't get to see it.
Oh, Terry, that's true. Terry Fenley's birthday's on April 1st, and April 30th is her daughter April's.
Look at that. Is that why her name is April?
Ooh.
Ooh, I just thought of that.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah, Bia's talking about New Zealand's dropped down to level 3. Yeah. Yeah, New Zealand has been on it.
They were on it.
They're doing very good.
Right?
And so I'm really happy to see that things are starting to slow down. Like there's still people getting sick. There's still a lot of people dying and stuff, but the numbers are slowing down and stuff like that. It's nice to see that everything people have done has really helped.
Yeah, we've helped flatten the curve, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that was why we did this.
Telegraph article.
So it's the Telegraph. All right, I'm gonna try and look that up.
All right,
Big
so
bounce.
there a few super chats came through. Thank you very much. Master Salesman's back. Thank you. Sending love for Louisiana. You guys are the bomb. Thank you very much. Hope they'll be back down there later this year. I love my Louisiana. Such good people down there. Social Pants from the Bay Area. Can't wait to travel again. I'm right there with you. So yeah, social Pants. You gotta have there should be a check mark next to your name and a 5 million subscriber thing with Social Pants. That is an awesome name. That is awesome.
Social Pants is really good. Hey, Gwee's on there. I just saw
Hey,
his
Gwee,
name for
good
a
to
second.
see you. All right, let's see if we can
Boa
find
noite.
where we left off. There's April.
I don't know.
Okay. Henry, my day is going well until the computer I wanted to throw out the window. All right.
It's all right.
Okay, so there's been a few questions about cruises.
Somebody asked if we were going to cruise in 2020. We have no plans for a cruise. We rarely do cruises. The last one we did, we were in
It's like a 5-6 day cruise that you can go to St. Petersburg for a few days.
And it was sort of a means to an end because I wanted to get to Russia, and Russia is very expensive and difficult to do with visas and things for Americans. So we found that the easiest and least expensive way was to do that. So that's what we did. But we're not big cruisers, but we have a lot of fans who are.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, well, will anybody ever cruise again? Well, there's been outbreaks on cruises before. And here's the thing is cruises, the cruise industry, as much as we make fun of them and things like that, they do offer a service that a lot of people like. All the food you can eat, entertainment, you don't have to think. They do it all for you. If you want to see some culture, you can do that too. A lot of places, a short amount of time, and you feel like you're at home when you're doing it. I think it will come back. I think what you're going to see is since a lot of them they may have been based in the U.S., but their flags were from other countries, so they avoid paying taxes. You are going to see them being really hurt for that. Like some airlines, they do that as well. And you're like, oh, you don't want to pay our taxes, then you're probably not going to get the tax money back to help you out. I mean, that's one of the things you got to look at. It's like, look, if you go where there's the tax haven, well, don't expect the tax money to get back. And so I think some cruises are going to hurt for that. But I mean, I could see, because here's the thing: is the cruises will be like, look, there's an antidote, or there's a vaccine or something like that, and then as Babs is saying, some cruise ships just announce you'll need a health clearance document from your doctor stating you do not have a chronic condition, which is actually probably something that cruises should have done a while ago, because that's why they have the.
Because things can go. You're in an enclosed space. I mean, let's be honest. If someone is sick in an enclosed space, it spreads more easily. I mean, that's just all it is. I am curious to see what cruising looks like in the future, because I wonder, I've always wanted to do one of those small ship cruises where it's 25 people, but they're expensive.
Well, you look like the river cruises in Europe. They're small,
they're
like
the ones around the Caribbean and stuff. They're like 50 or less, kind of cruise ships, and I know it'll be harder for them to stay in business probably, but I think that they offer a service that maybe people might want now, because there are less people, so you have less germs in the environment or something.
Well, and I also think what you're going to see is how, because a lot of people ask about the pricing and how it's going to change. I think you're going to have the deals to inspire people to start traveling again. But longer term, we're talking probably if things are starting to get back to normal by the end of this year, by summer 2021, you'll probably see the prices going up, and then summer 22 they'll be much higher because you're going to see a lot of airlines are going to be in trouble, or they might have merged, and so you're going to have less competition. So I see higher prices. I see less of those side routes. Like we love our Indianapolis Paris route, but I'm scared that might be one of the ones that goes because they're like, look, we can just do Chicago to there, and that somebody have a connector flight to Chicago. So that's one of those things there. I think Mr. Blonde's question is
That's
important.
what I wanted to answer.
So Mr. Blonde has started his new thing, Fast Food Friday, and now I'm in love with pineapple pizza. But I don't know if I'm just going insane in quarantine or if I love pineapple pizza all my life. I think it's one of those it's a quarantine thing and it's a once every so often thing. I'm gonna guess by this time next year, you two will be back to normally eating normal pizza.
Who's
it's
to
still
say
fine.
that's not normal?
I know pineapple pizza is actually not pineapple and
And our
pepperoni, not
cousins
bad.
eat pineapple and pepperoni all the time.
And again, just like BLT pizza,
So
I came late.
it's
tried
like
it.
me with boiled peanuts. When I was in the South, I thought boiled peanuts were like, the first time I ate them, I was like, if birds had balls, this is what they would be like. I mean, they're just like gross.
Yeah.
But then I ate them the second time, and I was like, my God, these are amazing. And now I actually buy canned ones and then recook them at home because I can't get green peanuts in the Midwest. They don't ship them out. And that's the first thing we do when we go to Savannah.
Yep.
It's one of the first probably four
always get a
things
bag,
we do is we go get a pile of
Well, first we get our luggage, and then we get the car, and then we drive to the outlet mall that's right by the airport and get boiled peanuts while we're there with Krispy Kreme and the jerky store. So the boys and I will go. She'll do I don't know whatever. Maybe she goes
There's a
shopping or
Cabby
something.
outlet
Yeah, she does that.
in Savannah.
So the boys and I go around and we hit Krispy Kreme, and then we go to the jerky store. So we have our priorities.
Matthew Joyce asks if we will travel to Europe
Someone
in
is not
2020. What? Oh, did you answer that?
I said
I was
yes.
reading other things. Sorry.
It's okay. So Babs is talking about how Delta's combining flights and rerouting others. Yeah, I have a Delta flight that hasn't been canceled yet, but my first flight leaves after my second flight, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. They're like, you probably won't make your connection. I'm like, yeah, but no. So I'm hoping they'll be like, look, you want to cancel that one? I'm like, yeah, I'll go.
Katie Starks on that note says asks going to Indy to Dallas at the end of the month domestically should be okay, right? Yeah,
So at
probably.
the end of this month? We're already at the end of this month.
Well, I mean, there are more days.
Well,
One,
there
two.
will be. I mean, there are still flights going, so there is that. So it's not like your flight would have already been canceled by now. Just make sure you have your masks and your wipes and stuff like that. So you have those things.
The gals at Gallivanting Gals says that we were coming in from Edinburgh on March 14th. Our flight from Boston to Indy had only 6 people on it. Dang. That's my girlfriend this week. She came home from DC. She said there were 5 people, and they said just spread out and sit wherever you'd like, but don't sit in first class. And she's like, dang nabbit, I was really hoping to just pop in one of those chairs. But it's an hour and a half direct flight. And she said that she was with American, and they were really good to her because she asked to get a direct flight. She's like, I just felt like going direct was a lot better, less germs, less whatever in airports and all that. And so they did it all for her, and were like texting her and whatever, and just worked really well. So that's cool.
Yeah. So let's see.
Franz Beckenbauer.
It's Franz Beckenbauer.
Oh, Beckenbauer.
Der Kaiser.
Oh my God. Is school going on in the U.S.?
Homeschooling.
I don't know if anybody is in school.
I think 27 or 30 schools are not going back to school this year, but there's still homeschooling stuff.
27 or 30 states?
Yeah.
Yeah, 27 or 30 states are not going back to school. Our state is not going back to school this year.
It's so easy if kids do homework.
Yeah. So actually, we're just doing everything online. Teachers are sending information and assignments and grading things online. Some teachers are doing school via Zoom classes, or like our youngest is in 3rd grade. His teacher, instead of doing things online, she's actually calling the kids like every other week or so and just talking to them, asking if they have questions or problems. She's always in constant communication with us parents, but she is calling the kids. I would love to have some of this too. Thank you. She's calling the kids and talking to them about everything under the sun. Like Liam took the phone and he was running from one thing to the other in our house as he talked to her about what was going on in his life. And, you know, it was great. So Off the Beaten Path Adventures and Travel have been out camping and hiking to keep their sanity. That is a great idea. And there are some places where some state parks and I don't know if any national parks are open right now, but there are some state parks I know around here that are open.
Yeah, they're opening those back up. And I think that's where you're going to see a lot of park-based travel this summer from a lot of people because lots of space. Also, if you've ever gone to National Park Service sites, they do a good job of monitoring how many people go in and go out. And so it's like, no, this many people can be in at a time. So I think that's where you're going to see a lot of stuff going on. Everett's asking about Costa Rica in August. You never know. I wouldn't cancel today. That's for sure.
Are the kids bored yet?
Yes. All I know is Caleb will be like, "Yeah, I did my homework." I no, you didn't do your homework. He's like, "I already did it. I'm so tired of this stuff." I'm like, "Well, you didn't do all of it." But yeah, I think they're at the point that, you know, even they're like, I can't watch any more cartoons. I can't watch any more because we've had rain and really bad weather. So like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we had really good weather, so we were outside. So we were all like walks and playing basketball and throwing the football and all kinds of stuff. And the last 2 weeks, it's been rain, cold, wind. Oh my goodness, wind. Last night, like lightning storms. Yeah. So I tried to get my what to know before you go on a safari video done. It's like 25 minutes. I've cut it down to 25 minutes. And the lightning storm started coming. My computer goes. I'm like, oh no. I've already had one hard drive fried. Nope. So I'm like, nope. Save this. Pull the plug. We're done. So, yeah. Elwood, good to see you on here. George Martin, good to see you as well.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen George Martin in a minute.
Oh, yeah? Well, George comments on a lot of the videos.
I haven't seen him on here. Anyone even ironing clothes these days? You know, it's funny.
Who ironed before?
You know, it's really funny, though, that you're asking because today would have been my grandmother's 102nd birthday, and that woman ironed everything. I mean,
let me tell you,
she was the ironing queen.
When I lived in Brazil and Argentina, and you drop off your clothes at the places, the like laundry places, they'd wash your clothes and iron everything. There is nothing like having ironed whitey tighties, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. I'm like, oh my, interesting.
Okay.
So it means Liz. I got it right. Liz would wear the tutu, the twirly skirt and button down. Button down. Button down. There you go. See, I got your name right, and then I messed up everything else. I went out in that outfit. Turn it up, world. Oh, I gotta say. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So I went out in that outfit once in Savannah, and I had massive pearls.
You wore that out once with us when we went out.
It's one of my favorite outfits.
I know. I forgot about that.
So anyway, and this girl, I walked in, and this woman, she wasn't very much older than me though. She was like, those are so fake pearls. And I turned around, I was like, it would be like ludicrous of me to think I could wear real pearls of this magnitude at my age. When I'm 80, I hope to have real pearls this size and wear them everywhere.
Sorry.
I was really nasty to her. But anyway.
I've never got you any pearls. No, Mickey Moto. I remember Caleb. Caleb knew a word, Mickey Moto. And I'm like, is that like Mickey Mouse's cousin?
I remember Caleb was like 3. And I'm like, honey, go tell Daddy, Mommy wants Mickey Moto.
I'm like, we didn't have 2 nickels to buy McDonald's, so I'm like, not happening. So, so Turn Up World. So for those of you, on Saturday we're not doing a live feed. Cheers, Turn Up World.
Turn it up, world.
So Saturday we're not going to be doing a live feed. We'll be back next Wednesday night, but we actually are popping up in other locations. So tomorrow night on Instagram, I'm actually going to be speaking with a Brazilian English teacher about travel with Brazilians and stuff like that. So that's going to be on Instagram tomorrow night. And then Monday night, I'm going to be on Turn It Up World. I think, is it 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock with Turn It Up World. And so Tanya and Dave and I are going to talk about traveling to Peru because we all have some pretty fun stories about going there. They had fun stories like you had with your altitude sickness as well. So So
Candy,
the good
did
time
you
to-
think you were gonna die? Because I thought
well,
I was
her
gonna
knee got
die.
crazy big, and they used this like, it's like hot boiling water
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
sure.
in it, and they
They
put it
have
on
all
there.
sorts of cool medicinal things up there that we don't have in the rest of the world. It's
Yes,
kind of
I
brilliant.
chewed so many coca leaves with the stuff that actually I broke my glasses, and I didn't even need them because I could see across the mountain. Whole other thing to talk about, but see it on Turn Up World on Monday night, so we'll be there for that.
Monday night.
Monday night. So, Grognik, Mark, since you're a professor most days, what has teaching online been like during online classes? So, here's the thing. For people who think that online classes are what happened the last part of this semester, do not know what online classes are. Because what happened is it was just kind of like, oh, we already teach classes and we try to make it into an online class. So, for my class, because when you have an online class, it'll take you up to a year to get it ready, filming everything, figuring out the assignments, things like that. And I knew earlier in this school year that next year I was actually going to be teaching a class online. So I'd been filming for, over about a year, videos, like little 5-minute videos of different things about my topic. So instead of students seeing me in front of a whiteboard going, hello, students, it's like I'm in Rwanda, I'm in Tanzania, I'm in Luxembourg, I'm in Atlanta, And so it's broken up in these 5 to 10 minute kind of packages that people can get. So it's a lot easier to do it that way. But now everyone's kind of like, I can't do all this. I just got to give a lecture and with a camera in front of me. And it's not as good. I mean, I know for me, I am covering the same material, but it's not the same when you don't have the students there. I mean, as much as online education you can learn anything you want online, but having the students there with the questions and the concerns, and you can look at their faces and see when they get it or they're excited. And I know for me, some people are like, how did you do your class in 16 hours, that marathon? I'm like, well, usually half the class in my bigger class or my higher level classes, we're discussing things. So it is kind of different.
Reggie and her man. Time for a kiss.
There you go.
Time for a kiss hasn't been on here in about a minute and a half.
Has anybody been to Nebraska?
Damn it, it jumped.
Jumped. Yeah, Mickey Moto is the Japanese Mickey Mouse.
Well, somebody said if Mark
Wilmington, North Carolina, Brian travels. So we were actually, when I was living in
Hi,
Portugal
Christian.
doing my PhD, I actually sent an application out to UNC Wilmington. They wrote me back, but they didn't, that was all they did. They wrote me back. So. But I ended up at the University of Illinois, also a decent school. Maybe a bit better than UNC Wilmington, like ranking wise, not nature wise, but whatever you're gonna do.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Christian fell asleep, missed some of the stream. It's okay, Christian. We still love you, buddy.
I don't know how you fell asleep. We were just chatting on Instagram not very long ago.
Oh, Mr. Blonde knows that. It's Fabio. I gotta look at it. Well, you answer a question. I'll look for it.
Saturday, y'all do it too early anyway. That's why you don't see me on those.
Hey,
Still
Nick.
sleeping. Oh, Nick. Oh gosh. All right. Just a quick thank you because before I traveled internationally solo, I binged your videos for reassurance and advice. To be fair, I was terrified of Japan until you said how safe it is. And seriously, I mean, Japan's actually a place, if no one's ever been to Asia, I would say start in Japan because it's just incredible. Yeah, great thing to do. Defiance says, I'm about to defend my PhD.
Good luck. That's awesome.
Any tips? It's not in marketing, but I imagine they're universal pieces of advice.
Well, one thing is, you know way more about all this stuff than the people that are going to be asking you questions. I'll tell you that right now, okay? So don't be worried that they're going to ask you things you don't know because, honestly, think about it. You spent the last few years researching this specific topic, and they know about this topic, so you're already ahead right there. Now, they're going to ask you questions to make you look bad. They're going to ask you questions to make you look silly. They're going to ask you questions like, I had a buddy of mine who was actually on my PhD on the panel, and I'm like, hey, here's a couple, could you ask I was trying to just give me some softball questions. And my friend's like, yeah, I'll do that for you. He asked me the hardest damn questions of anybody in the panel. And I'm like, really? He's like, why do you want people to think because you're my friend? I'm like, they don't know you're my friend. But he came up with some really hard ones, but it was actually really good. But just know you do know more than they do. And though it won't seem that way because you have that pressure and you're like, oh, it's 5 years or 6 years or 3 years or whatever of your life there. Dude, you got this. You got this, Defiance, or you've got this. Go in there, be confident. Don't wear tight clothes. Wear something a little bit looser.
Don't wear tight clothes. You don't need to see your junk.
Yeah, don't need to see your junk, but you're going to get nervous because no matter how much you know this stuff, you will be nervous. And so you like turtlenecks and tight stuff. Like make sure you have room to move and stuff like that. And look for the friendly eyes because there's at least like your coordinator's going to be there like giving you the thumbs up and stuff. So when you get a little nervous, do that. Bring some bottled water for yourself in case they don't have some. So there is that.
Tanya, let's talk about the craziness in Peru sometime because
we will on Monday.
I know, but I want to talk to her personally too. So we just got this wonderful message from John, the manager at Barnes & Noble.
Oh!
I was like, I miss you.
Yeah,
tune in right now.
Yeah, John's
my-
a great guy. So
One of my
for those who don't know,
girlfriends,
hi Nat. Yeah, like I'm not going to comment on here, but we're not scrolling through as fast. I've gotten some on here too. Mark wrote me. We our go-to date and our go-to planning place is actually our local Barnes & Noble. And like our entire library is full of their stuff and the kids' rooms and her room and the base. Like we just try to make sure that our local books, our Barnes & Noble can stay open.
John and I always joke around that I really should work there. And he's like, why is it that you don't work for me? And I'm like, well, probably because I am only home 6 months a year. And you can't really hire me for that. I'm not home for the holidays either. I'm never
Tuesdays.
home.
You can do Tuesdays. No, I teach on Tuesdays. That's your day. Wednesdays.
So either Tuesday or Thursday is the day I clean the house. You know how hard it is to clean the house with 3 little pigs living in it?
Hey,
I
clean the house. Okay, I pre-clean in the morning. Like I do dishes. I could. Oh, please, don't even be like I don't do nothing.
I didn't say you don't do nothing. But if you would just not make the mess in the first place, like when you open a package, throw the opening bit away.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I do have the thing.
You know when you're like dishes in the dishwasher. Shut up, Mark. Henry Martinez, thank you for the super chat, dear. If you guys are unable to travel abroad later this year, what are the chances of traveling to California like San Francisco or Los Angeles instead? I'm not against that. We haven't. What do you think?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
What if we fly to LA or something and then drive up the coast? Rent a car, drive up the coast.
Or we could get that RV thing that you wanted.
I don't want to drive.
And then we drive all the way there, all the way up, and we can spend like 9 months going around, and then we can see
and avoid
everything.
the Rockies because I'm not driving through the Rockies.
Then you can cut my hair like the quarantine haircut things. Here's my thing. You can grow your hair out. It's okay to look a little floppy. Anyway, thank you, Henry. And yes, there is a possibility for that.
Mark teaches.
Reggie Vance filling in tonight.
Mark teaches marketing online. But actually, everything's online right now. But yeah.
Thank you, Lee Bridges. Have we come? They'll hook us up with some
Hey, and Lee Bridges teaches fencing at home right now.
That's
I think
pretty cool.
That's really cool. And also, while we're talking about people making money from home, I want to talk about this thing in the corner right here. There. It's backward.
Pause for the World.
Yes, we started an initiative called Pause for the World. And if you guys are on here a lot, you know about it. Please spread the word. This is it. It's an online shop, and for all of you who are, you own your own businesses, your small organization, like whatever, you're self-employed, if you go to pausefortheworld.com, you can just sign up, and it takes very little time. It's very simple, straightforward. Sign up, you'll get a referral code and a referral link, and you spread those to your family, to your clients, to your friends, to whomever you want. Go out and sell the holy heck out of it. Every item sold from your referral, every item, not every sale.
Yeah. Every item. So you sell 2 shirts, you get $20.
Yeah, everyone earns you $10. So I know that it's not a lot, but it's something. And I know there are people hurting. So just try it.
And we both worked and we've both done a lot of stuff for development, like raising money and stuff like that. And a lot of people, they'll donate if they think they're going to get something or if they are going to get something. And this is why.
That's the truth.
They'll buy the shirt. And I think the shirt's about what, $20? Mm-hmm. Around 20, like $20. So $10 is going to you. They're like, oh, and they get a shirt out of it, so they feel like they're getting something. Because sometimes, like, oh, I already donated, but I get something. That can be something to inspire people. And so they got fun things like air hug and dongle party and wearing the shirt for 3 days and stuff like that. Just click there's a like on the menu, you click like fun stuff and it's in there. But I know a lot of times it's like just like having that little something extra gets people to like, because they don't feel like they're giving you money. They feel like they're buying a shirt that happens to be helping you out. So do that. And I know we've actually had, I think 20 like there we've had hairstylists, we've had not pediatricians, pedicure places. We've had other YouTubers sign up, all kinds of stuff. So we're helping people out. And so if you know anyone that could use that, you can let them know. If you want to grab a shirt because you like them, you can go for Paws of the World. Our default donation goes for our local Meals on Wheels because we know there's a lot of families that need help, so we're trying to help out as much as we can. So, Lee Bridges, want to meet your favorite celebrity? Find their agent or manager's contact info online. Write polite email, ask if they're available for a fan meeting during your visit.
I think the key word there is polite. People aren't very good at that. John Didier.
Thank you so much for the super chat, man.
Thank you for the super chat. John asks, have you cruised on the Mosel? How about any of the Burgundian canals? I haven't cruised the Mosel. I've been to the Mosel.
So I have cruised on the Mosel. I've not been the Burgundian canals, so I can't say a lot about that. But the Mosel River, because there's the Rhine. For those of you who don't know, in Germany, there's a town called Koblenz, where the Mosel and the Rhine merge, okay? Or merge, or they split, or whatever. They come together. This is their spot where this is the meaning of them there. And the thing is you go on the Rhine, that's kind of the more famous, like, wine tour kind of stuff. When you come down from Frankfurt or Heidelberg and stuff like that, you go down the Rhine and do that. But if you go over the Mosel, I actually like the wines better in the Mosel Valley. And the Mosel Valley, when you go down, it's like ding, 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 ding. And you go to all these small towns along the way, and it is gorgeous. Cochem is my favorite little town on the Mosel, like in the wine regions. You can get some great wines, and it's like all these little towns. You can rent bikes and go ride around. You can go to Berg Eltz. But if you're going to go to Berg Eltz, I recommend you get a car because the up and down stuff, riding along the water is just fantastic. So I would say if you get a chance to do it, I would say yes, do that because that is a really wonderful thing. Yeah. Oh, George Martin. Hold on. Yeah, George Martin, thank you very much for the super chat, man.
Thank you, George. That was kind of you.
We'll go right. Okay,
we
sorry.
had a giant jump, and then I don't know. I messed with it. I messed it up. So.
Okay, so Claridia, do you find Sao Paulo to be safer than Rio? Yes.
Yes.
But as a tourist, I would go to Rio and not go to Sao Paulo, to be honest. Don't tell my host family that. They'll kill me.
You better darn well hope Jero isn't watching right now.
He was drinking a beer. We're fine.
He was drinking a beer? How do you
That's
know?
right.
Because
it's...
to him earlier?
Well, I did. But they're probably thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 hours ahead there. All right, Stuart Ross, get to bed, my friend.
2 hours ahead. Aren't they just one?
No, they're 2 hours right now. Everett asked, hey, when I came to Kansas City, did you check out Weston and Parkville? I did not, sadly.
Thomas helps Barnes and Noble too. Well, Thomas, if you're over there in the morning, we're probably in the cafe.
Yeah, we like go in, take a ride, go to the cafe. Sup?
Chris Bates picked up one of those I was on mute t-shirts from Pause for the World. So thank you. Love that. Oh my goodness.
My mom says I take after my dad because I'm devilishly handsome and married a much more attractive, amazing woman.
There you go.
There's that.
Goodness. Oh yes, Donna. It was the first Shut Up Mark on the live stream tonight.
Mark, sorry, go ahead.
Rognak asks, Mark, if you have German students, do they ever address you as Herr Doctor Professor?
No, because
not here.
Not here. I always make sure the students realize that my name is Mark, and they can always call me Mark. I actually have more Austrian students. I don't usually have German students. It's mostly because we have a big relationship with Wirtschaftsuniversität Wien in Vienna. Actually, this is my third summer teaching for them. So I don't have too many German students, but I'm always like, no, it's Mark, Professor. I'm like, Mark, just Mark, man. You're not in Austria. It's okay. So I do that. That's something.
No.
No. Jasleen, we have not been to Panama, but we hope to get there
Good
one
night,
day.
Katie.
Night, Katie. Oh, Pabs, can't wait for her Pause the World shirt to arrive. I cannot either.
You should know this, that those shirts are going to take a little longer to arrive because our printer is non-essential in Illinois. However, there is, after May 1st, we're going to have a few more things will be able to open. And I think he's sort of hoping that his business will be one of those ones because they have few employees and a big space. It's easier for them to social distance in the business.
Because they can have one person doing the like screen printing. They can have another person who's in a completely other room, like other part of the it's not a factory, whatever, warehouse, whatever, that can bag the stuff. So they have it like nicely separated so they can stay safe that way.
Good evening, Jimmy, or morning for you. It's late night.
So Amit, have you guys been reaching out to old friends who haven't talked to in a while during quarantine? At the beginning, I was writing to everybody, calling everybody. We were doing a lot of Zoom stuff. I think a lot of people have actually gotten burned out with the Zoom stuff a little bit, but we're still doing them. Like you did one last Thursday with your friends. We did one with our buddy with Darian, who's on here. We did one with him.
I try once a week to call one of my grandparent like people in my life. Other than our family. I talked to Carol this past week. She was like a grandmother to my sisters and me as we were growing up. And so I just called. And here's the thing, though. Every time I call her, she and I are never on the phone less than 2 hours.
It was insane.
Time.
It was insane. I mean, I think I made a video. Made another video. No, I made a video.
You might have filmed one, too.
I might have filmed one. I'm like, who are you still? She's like, I'm still. I'm like,
That's just who we are. We could talk for days if I didn't have children and a husband to help take care of. So.
There you go. So travel best destinations. Safe to travel to Netherlands and Belgium in October 2020. I'm going to assume by October, I would hope things are calmed down by then. What's really going to depend is where you're flying in from. If you're coming from within the European Union, I'm going to guess it'll be a lot easier than if you're coming from like the U.S. or China or something like that. So that's what's really going to kind of influence a lot of stuff.
Trophius, happy birthday. I hope it's a good one.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yep.
Enjoyed on your birthday. Oh, I'm enjoying you all on my birthday. Oh, that's awesome. So cheers to the birthday.
Cheers.
Trophius.
I'm about empty. Can you hand me the Jack Daniels, please?
So hold on. I just want to say, so we had finished a bottle of not of Jack Daniels, but another bottle of whiskey when we started these Whiskey Wednesdays. And I started this while we were doing Whiskey Wednesdays. And we're not drinking this except on Whiskey Wednesdays. And
my husband enjoys Whiskey Wednesdays.
Well, we've been doing this for
got him on Jack
2, 3, 4. I think this is the 5th or 6th
but
Whiskey
you can
Wednesday.
thank me for your love of Gentleman Jack because
I would thank you for everything because you're amazing.
I know, but I would introduce
As
you to
everyone
my other
that follows
boyfriend,
our
Gentleman Jack.
There you go. Okay, someone's asking Christmas in Europe. You think it'll happen? I would think by then we will have more of a new normal. So I think there's that on there. Trevor, Euroland, Walter's family should get on to TikTok. Jocelyn's not a fan of TikTok. I actually I used to have a TikTok, Walter's World TikTok account, but I could never figure out what to do with it. So anyway, sorry. Scroll down.
Yep, scroll down. Christian Valdez says that he is a big fan and loves George Martin's work with the Beatles. And I think when I see George Martin, I think of George R.R. Martin, who wrote that show. He wrote the books.
He wrote the books.
But they became
Game
the big
Game of Thrones.
That one.
How quick we forget how important it was. What was that one show? Oh, Cheers.
I remember that. I never watched Game of Thrones. I have not watched 2 minutes of Game of Thrones, but I read at least the first half of the first book and then got sidetracked.
Thomas Rice is more of an evening visitor to Barnes and Noble.
See, we don't even know the evening crew. We go in there in the evening.
Oh yeah, they're like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Hey, everybody,
Hey,
who the hell are you?"
Yeah.
You know, they're like, "Dude, I don't know you." And once Cameron left, he's at the Starbucks on Kirby, by the way. Is it Kirby?
No, in Urbana.
No, he's not. He's on the one at Madison Springfield, the new one. If you're looking for Cameron, that's where he's at.
Moved to Madison Springfield?
Yeah, that's where he's at.
Oh, all right.
And he's back. He went back to work this week. Let's see. Lee Bridges. by way of staying healthy, I haven't had a drink for 2 weeks. Just down 2 spritzers, drunk and blaming you. You're welcome, Lee. You're
Sorry,
welcome.
Lee. Oh,
Okay, Mr. Blount, what popular thing will become uncool in the new decade?
not wearing masks.
Yeah.
What popular thing will be hugging? I don't know, shaking hands. I hope those things
No,
don't go away,
they'll
though.
come, because here's the thing. Eventually
I
people will
love
come
that.
back. Because I was reading an article, they say it's like, it takes 4 weeks or 3 weeks to get a new habit. No, it's actually, they did a thing. It was like 66 days before you, and the thing, that's break it. Then you got to start a new one. So there is that. Kathy Falk in the house.
Hey.
Good to see you. Oh my, there's like 400 things here that I missed. All right. Babs loves your hair, babe.
Thanks, Babs.
Christian, we list all kinds of music, so we're kind of cool with that. Alex, favorite country to visit? We kind of do it by region. So like South America for me is Brazil. For Central America, it's Nicaragua. For Europe, it's Italy and France. For Africa, it's Rwanda. For Asia, maybe Japan. I kind of like China, but I think Jocelyn's more Japan.
Oh, I'm a Japan girl.
Yeah. So we kind of mix it up a little bit. Let's see. So Jimmy's asking, hey, my mates are thinking of going to China, which I find it worrying. You see, he's an adventurous person. Look, if the thing is under control, China's an incredible place to visit. Just know that you are going to be surrounded by people all the time. There is not 1 second you are away from people. You are always surrounded by people. It is always people. And the thing is, like when you're in China, there's like 1 or 2 or 3 people around you. They're super friendly, super nice. Everyone's helping you out. But when it gets to be a big group, it's like herd mentality. And then everyone like forgets everything. But then once you stop moving, then everybody's kind of nice again. So it's kind of interesting.
Cheers, Tosh. He said, Jocelyn drinking whiskey on the rocks. And then I was like, I had a couple sips and I was like, I don't think I had enough dinner to drink whiskey on the rocks. So I had to put a little ginger ale in there because I'll be falling over in a minute.
So Nick Peterson just had his first Zoom today. It was definitely interesting for a first time. Yeah, it is. And I think Mr. Blonde was reading an article about Zoom burnout and stuff. It is a thing. Like, it is a thing. Oh, so Jimmy Two Toes. Man, you guys, I really need to talk to you all and get some new names for my channels, man. That's awesome. So Jimmy Two Toes, my Greek wife would like to say Yasis. Also, she was wondering if you've ever been to Naxos in the Cyclades. Her mom is from there, and we went there together. Loved every minute of it. All the best. I have not.
I've not been there either. My family, so I have my dad's side is split between Corinth and Sparta. So no, we haven't been there. And then like our son's godmother, his Nuna, she is from Heraklion. So we go to Crete often, and I don't know. You just haven't been there. I would really, here's the deal. I would really love to learn to sail well enough to sail around the islands. Like just our family.
See, I've watched too many true crime things that I don't trust that, because it's always like, the family went for a cruise. Da 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 da! And blah 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 has been in jail for 7 years. Yeah. No.
Matt McNair asks, don't move because I got a couple there. Matt asks, what do you guys typically do in the evenings when traveling during late fall or winter when the days are short? So a couple of things. One, we eat. Well, first we drink and then we eat.
And then we drink again.
And then we drink again sometimes. I mean, and by that, don't think that we're going out getting drunk, because I was drinking whiskey on the rocks and then realized I will be drunk, so I will put some ginger ale in there to, make it.
Yeah.
So drinking is much more a social thing in Europe than it is here. Sometimes I feel like it's a different beast when in Europe.
I would say
But also then in the winter, we're often at some kind of Christmas market or something. We find things to do with the kids, in the evening. Like sometimes, we'll meander around. If we know the area and we know it's safe, we'll just meander around and store windows. Store windows in Europe, particularly, are really good.
It's like going back in like the 70s, 80s in the U.S. You're like, oh, they actually do them up
done
nice.
up.
And it's not just at Christmas time. They're done all year round. So it's actually a good thing to see. I mean, I think the way I would look at it, it's kind of like, excuse me, let's say we'll have dinner scheduled. Well, we're gonna go have dinner, but we'll have some drinks beforehand. The kids will play. Maybe we'll be in a park, or maybe we'll be at a bar, or maybe we'll be at a get together place, and the kids will do their thing. We'll do our thing. We go have dinner, and then we'll do a walk because we always do like the family walk back.
Friends.
Yeah, and then we go see. We have friends a lot of times
that's the other thing for us particularly is that we have a lot of friends in most of the places that we often visiting friends is what drives us to do certain things. So our kids are playing with theirs. We eat dinner at people's houses. So there are those moments that we maybe get that other people don't necessarily have the opportunity to do. But if you go to the restaurant and the bar and you make friends with people, you'll be doing those things too.
Yes, you will.
So make friends.
So Babs points out Chris Matt. You should check out Chris Matt on YouTube. He's doing parodies of a lot of songs. Also, I've been watching the Holderness family. Their Penn, the dad, and I'm guessing the mom does a great job too. Helps out, but they do all kinds of really fun songs, like parody songs. They're doing like a song every day during this. Dude's got some talent. I actually met them at a conference once, and they were super friendly people. It was like nice to see. Like, wow, you're fun online, and you're actually nice people. It seems like in real life, so that's really kind of cool.
Derek hasn't not had a drink in 2 weeks.
God bless you. God bless you. And Mr. Means to Travel, Derek, pointing out that it's of Ice and Fire, the real book series that's based on. He's just letting people know. Let's see. Yeah, I also like the people. There's one on here. It's like, yeah, no one wants to rewatch Game of Thrones after the 8th season. Yeah, that's what happens when you totally mail in the last season.
Do you want to read the book? Because from what I understand, the book's quite different.
Yes, but sometimes he hasn't finished the last one yet. Anyway,
that's why they call him RR because he writes as slow as a train or something like that. That's what I was told. The RR they nicknamed him Railroad because it's as slow as building a railroad. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, so Ethan, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks, Ethan.
Follow your 2-week Europe trip video to the T back in November for my first international trip. It was so helpful. Thanks for all you two do.
Hey.
Thank you very much, Ethan. That means a lot. I'm glad we can help out. I know. I mean, that's one of the things is we don't do a lot of the kind of itinerary videos or exactly where to go videos because I want people to explore on their own, or we want people to explore on their own. But it's one of those things like, look, if it's your first time going someplace, let's put these together. And I'm really glad that it helped out. So we've been trying to do some of those things. Yes.
So there's a conversation going on between Means to Travel and Lin Hu Tran, and Derek says, "I've been thinking about that question a lot lately. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna jump into it. Hang on, yeah." If an Airbnb advertises how their cleaning practices have improved, I bet people will start to pay a premium for those options.
Speaking of which...
So I have been reading up on the Airbnb cleaning checklist and all of the stuff that they have. I've also been researching hotels like Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton, like several, and Accor, which is more European based. I've been just running through all of these things and looking into what that looks like from different things because those are things that are going to change, right? So this list is kind of good. I mean, it's pretty comprehensive, and they talk about things like cleaning doorknobs and the light switches and whatever. But they still don't have a requirement, right? Like they can tell their people to do this, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do it. However, if you go into an Airbnb, you can clean it yourself, and quite frankly, I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, personally, well, sometimes I do that because sometimes I just have a feeling about a place, and so I go ahead and I disinfect light switches and the remote control and just little doorknobs. Things like that because people don't think to clean them. And my mother, being that she was an infection control specialist in her nursing job, I do those things. So not always, but sometimes. And whereas if you're staying in a hotel and they have all of those same kind of, strategies for cleaning and whatever, do you know that they really get done? Are you sure that they did that? I mean, they're supposed to, but do they? I think it almost comes out equal. But the advantage of one over the other, maybe in my mind, is that in an Airbnb, when I go in and I clean it, I know it's clean. no one else is coming in every day to clean it. Whereas in the hotel, if I clean it or they clean it or whatever, someone else is coming in every day unless you ask not, for some people not to. Okay, they're going to be my big load of cards. Hand me one.
Suck it up. Suck it up.
Let's all just take a moment to have the Delta cookie, a.k.a. Biscoff, because we all know the real name is Delta Cookie.
Delta Cookie. I think it's a shadow company owned by Delta.
And we dip.
We don't dip.
We dunk.
You stir.
I don't.
stir.
I dunk, and I make it just a little bit
You're
salty.
fancy. I'm with the people.
Whatever. So I dunk until it's just slightly softened on the edge.
Don't mind us. Just having some dinner.
Watch some good shit.
Dinner with our friends.
Y'all need to try this on your next Delta flight.
Jack and ginger.
Or just Jack. I have done that.
Like now?
No, I have put some ginger ale in because
okay.
I was gonna get drunk because my dinner wasn't enough to keep me.
I'm sorry,
drunk.
I didn't satisfy you with the food I brought home.
Mark got food tonight.
Chicken wings. No matter what kind of day it is, chicken wings are always good.
And a really good quinoa. Okay, so it's a salad taken from Mexican street corn with their cotija cheese. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Cotija?
Close enough.
Anyway, that and corn and quinoa and some black beans and something similar.
It was good.
It was such a good salad. So I had that and 6 flats. Flats, by the way, are also called, what did the other people call them? Safety pins. Not the drummies. Those are the best ones, in my opinion. But you should all eat the drummies so I can have all the flats.
Now you know what I've eaten for 11 years. I don't even remember what the flats things are. Anyway, back to travel stuff. So, Robert Regina, I see Argentina is going to delay flights in. I wonder if we could then fly to Uruguay and then do a land cross in Argentina and on to Chile. So what you'd be looking at is actually taking the ferry over from Colonia to Buenos Aires. We actually have a video on that can help you know what's going on for that in general. But they'll have Buquebus is the company, one of the companies to do it. You can see what they're doing to kind of get with things. So that could help you out with that.
Yes, Kat. We love you too. Wondering when travel to Canada by train or bus or car will be doable when they open the border. And I have a feeling that border will be maybe sooner than other borders for us.
Yeah, I think Western Hemisphere will open up for Western Hemisphere first, and then Europe will be open for other European countries first, and then branch out from there. So I think it's definitely going to be pick your closer destinations for the summer. And Thomas wants to know, speaking of Christmas markets, do you think they'll be going on this winter? I would imagine there will be some, but I don't think it'll be as big as it's been before. They're going to have, instead of the things next to each other, it might be spread out more. I know because you looked at it because Oktoberfest got, they're all mine.
Jordan says that Biscoff now makes ice cream and it's at Kroger and Publix.
Really? Well, I knew that. Wait,
We don't have a Kroger. Oh my good God, I can only have one.
Oh my
more
good
tonight.
God! Whatever. You only have one for it now.
Tosh says, I remember when Delta sent Liam a huge care package, but Mark stole all the Biscoff.
No, I didn't steal all of them. My mom stole the one of the coffee
I know,
cups.
you want one too.
And she
You
still
want
has
one?
it.
Here, give me a new one because Brigadier wants this one. Oh, it's a good boy.
Yeah, Liam did get.
Give me another one. Watch this. Y'all watch what happens.
He doesn't love you like he loves me.
You want to make a bet?
Brig would eat you if I asked him to.
Hey, Brig.
Wouldn't you,
Look.
Brig?
All right, see if they can see this. Brigadier.
No, you can't. There.
Good boy.
Yeah, see, he would have bought me dinner first, because we got that special relationship. Because he knows that we're the bestest. We're besties. Let's see. Oh man. Oh wait, we got.
Darian says he'll be eating Delta cookies in August because he's going.
That's right. Then Turan just tweeted me a meme. I have to look and see. Inside Lauren's brain. Hey, Saarland. John Didier. I could say Saarland.
Lauren, are you kidding me? $30 to do a DoorDash. That's awesome. That's a really good deal.
Yeah, I think, and this is one of the things you have. I mean, the U.S. is about 25% unemployment now. It's got to be some tough times. And one of my friends, she worked at a hotel. She lost her job, and they're like, "But we're gonna hire you back." So she didn't lose her job. They're like, "Oh, you're on the waiting period, furlough," and so she couldn't get the stuff, and so she actually got on an Amazon thing this week. So Lee, I know you're not watching because you're working right now, but yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. You got to find what you can. It's a tough time for a lot of people, and our heart goes out for them. That's why we're doing things like this, so we can help out people if they can get help, or if there's something we can do. So
Rebecca says chicken wings and whiskey, the spinoff.
you see midlife is somewhere around here, and I missed him.
What is cookie butter? People keep talking about cookie butter. I don't
Remember
know.
we used to get the Biscoff cookie. You bought it, the Biscoff cookie
Oh
butter?
yeah, the stuff that's like Nutella but Biscoff.
Yes, and we used to get
It's
that.
not as good as Biscoff. Someone else
No.
was asking what Biscoff tastes like. I don't exactly know how to explain this, but sort of like.
I can do it.
Oh, you go ahead and try. Because
You
you're
don't
so
drink
good with the
whiskey.
words.
No. If,
Okay, you've had
if
two.
vanilla
Go
wafers
on now.
and graham crackers had a baby.
Uh-huh. Come here, Brig. Over here. Down. Give me a half a cookie.
It's a good boy.
Down.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you one, and then you can decide what to do with the other half.
There's his half. And there's mine.
It's a good boy. It's sweetheart.
What did you just do behind my back?
I was picking my nose.
Shut up, Mark.
I was picking my nose.
Shut up.
I have shut up. I'm shutted up in.
Yeah, they're a little cinnamony. They're really tasty. And a little gingerbready.
Yes.
not.
Yes. So it's one of those like science experiments where the vanilla wafer, the graham cracker,
Look at
and
this
then the
baby.
cinnamon Teddy Graham got it on. Oh man, our dog is like sitting perfectly like I am a trained guard dog. Not that I bark on
Okay.
anybody has a bike I want to go by.
Fun?
Oh, he's not happy.
Good boy.
Yes, Darren, you will be doing that. So I'm going to ask Mark, how did you pull off living abroad so easily? It wasn't easy. I know you were getting your PhD in Portugal, but what were the circumstances for everywhere else? So in high school, I was an exchange student in Australia and Finland. You get all your mind doesn't work. And then in college, I was an exchange student in Austria and Argentina.
No.
And then I did my master's in Germany, and then I worked in Lithuania. That's where I was based out of. I worked all throughout Eastern Europe, mostly Baltic Europe, but I worked around there for quite a few years. And then from there, I ended up going to Brazil because I got really tired of being cold all the time. So don't get cold in Brazil, that's for sure.
The dog really.
Oh, there's Hutran. Hey, happy late birthday. I'm sorry.
Wait, where's that?
Right here.
Oh.
Self-isolation birthday. I'm sorry.
Sunday.
Well, we all wish you a
Cheers.
belated happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Cheers. And look, Briggs here's like, I want to celebrate too.
Yeah, he wants to celebrate. We're having a celebratory.
Apparently, the
cookie with
Biscoff
him.
cookies are made with dog crack.
Look at him.
Dude,
He has a little nubbin tail, and it goes ding dong whenever we say cookie, and then we say cookie
so
two times, and it goes ding ding ding.
Speaking of learning foreign language, when I lived in Finland, my host dog learned the word cookie, and because I would always give it to him because my mom would
I
send it
bet
to me and stuff
Berta
like.
love that.
No, in Finland.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pirko.
I thought you said
Pirko.
Pirko.
And so the dog would like run, and so the dog would go hunting with Marco, Marco, my host brother, and so like the dog got so like spoiled by me with the cookies that there's a time I was like, no, come here for a cookie, and then he's like, no, you come with me, and then he's like. And my host brother was like heartbroken, Marcus. He was heartbroken because the dog like came to me for the cookie instead of going to him. I'm like, dude, you can't beat my mom's cookies. Okay, bud, you go.
You
go.
gave him your mother's chocolate chip cookies? Dogs shouldn't eat chocolate. You know that.
I ate
You
most
didn't
of the
know that,
chocolate
then.
stuff. I
Mark
was
grew
like
up without a dog.
17.
No, Mark
so-
grew up without a dog.
Or the internet, so don't hate me.
Well, we all grew up without the internet. I mean,
Anyway.
we are, yeah. Actually, we had some interwebs, but not much.
Okay, Brig,
Anyway.
climb. There's no more for you. Go. You can't have any more. Oh, thanks for the slobber. Go. No. Oh, he's like, down.
It's a good boy.
Good boy. You listen. You get little bit of cookie. Yeah, he's
Mama's nicer, isn't
so
she?
so our dog is he's finally got a little old. He's got a little salt in his snout, and he's like,
He's young to be getting
I'm
that,
doing
though.
what I want to do. You can kiss my dog butt. Anyway,
How come she doesn't have a fancy goblet? Because I'm not a pretentious ass. No, that's it.
because
Hey,
I know
Chantal,
she likes to.
come
I
here.
know she likes to drink with the glasses like that. That's why. And also, where the other one wasn't up
I'm
there.
a big fan of a rocks glass. I
Well,
don't know
no.
why.
I drank out of the other one, and it is not up there.
Oh,
Where is the
probably
other
one of the children put it away.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's why, because I was looking.
When
I
the
thought-
children put
but then
these
Josh be
away,
like,
I
we're
had to
trying to be
find them.
twinsies. You're a dork, so.
Mache Tessier, I'm glad you found it or found us.
Forgot it was
Nice
what.
to
Yeah,
see
quarantine. You forget what day it is.
Oh,
I had like 3 meetings today. I can't seriously. I'm putting like you have a meeting in 25 minutes, like, and then I'll put another reminder like 10 minutes before, to like remind me again. Like when I had to go pick up dinner tonight, I'm like 5:20, go pick up chicken wings. I'm like, I only called him an hour before. I'm like, no, I need to set this because your mind just moves. So it goes crazy.
George Martin says this is the best talk show I've seen in years.
I'm glad, George. I'm glad, my
That's
brother.
because there's whiskey.
See, that's why we kept the Whiskey Wednesday, because there's such much more of a.
Oh goodness. Babs says good for you,
Babs?
Jocelyn, drink more, and Rebecca says, damn, Jocelyn, mic drop. What'd I say? I don't know.
You're awesome. You're fantastic.
Apparently it's my night to get a little bit tipsy.
It's okay. Mm-hmm. So Lee Bridges asks, what's on your Transocean flight playlist?
So let me tell you something about that. Yesterday, on my big outing outside of our home, for the first time in 48 days, I think, I went to Target, and part of my mission at Target
Shocking.
was
I
to
told her
get. I wanted to get Rise of Skywalker for the kids, and then what?
Nothing.
And I wanted to get. You wanted to get Rise of Skywalker for the kids, and I wanted to get Ford versus Ferrari, and
Knives Out.
I got Knives Out, and I specifically got Knives Out because I had wanted. Okay, so this is how I work with movies. I see all the boy movies, like all the Marvel movies, blah blah blah.
Why's that, Jocelyn?
Because I live with 3 little pigs, and I love the Marvel movies, and I've loved Star Wars. I've been a big Star Wars nerd since I was a child because that was the first movie I ever saw in a theater.
And at Christmas, her and Dad watched the
We watched
whole.
the original trilogy. All of my life, that's what we did every Christmas. Me and my dad and my sister.
And they did this
sometimes.
at Christmas this year too. They put it on when we were
It's
at
just-
our dad's for
it's-
Christmas.
It's just our thing, and it's a big thing for us. But anyway, so
No,
Well,
you were spoiled.
all the movies that I want to see that are not necessarily Mark, Caleb, and Liam approved,
Not Mark friendly.
not children friendly.
It's-
I don't know,
it's
just things they don't
PG-13.
like. It's not about the rating; it's about the fact that they don't like them.
He loves me more. Give me the
I
nose
plan
ring.
on watching on flights. So that's what my flights are. I have specific movies I'm looking for. I'm like, ooh, that'll be on the next flight because it won't be quite out, on DVD or whatever, but it'll be on my next flight.
Yeah.
So this is how I have planned. So I had planned on watching Knives Out on my flight. We were going to somewhere in the Caribbean, and I forgot where.
Cayman Islands.
Caymans.
Yeah, and I think it was actually on Delta in
It
March.
should have been on Delta in March, probably.
Greg,
So
you've had
anyway,
enough
I went
cookies.
to
You don't wanna get
Target
fat like
and I
Daddy.
bought Knives Out.
No, but
What was that?
I told him he doesn't need to be fat like me, so he needs to watch his weight.
He'll not. We'll just go on a run tomorrow morning. I
Oh,
need to run.
don't, it's close to the W word. He'll understand. Hey, Eric Hansen, good to see you. Gallivant together. Let's see.
Okay, so that's my playlist. Just all the movies that I can't see, or chick flicks, or comedies, or like anything that makes you cry. There you go.
I can't do crime
Hey,
movies.
Christian
or horror movies.
Valdez. Yeah, old people grew up without the internet. Let me tell you about how glorious
It's called the
that world was.
interwebs. The interwebs. Thank you.
It was a glorious world where we played and we had fun. And you know what? The internet is amazing. But dang, it was good times, wasn't
Roger,
it?
man.
When nobody knew what you did. But now there's a camera everywhere and everybody knows what you do. You can't
Quick,
TP
don't
your
let them-
friends.
I know,
That's a
damn ring
sad
doorbell.
thing, right?
We actually got a, Jocelyn ordered, we were We had a good time one night, and Jocelyn ordered one. Was it one of those mirror ball things? What is it?
There's a nearby town where apparently if you have a purple gazing ball, it means something. And so I was telling my friends that I had heard this rumor, and as I am drinking the whiskey sans ginger ale, I ordered one.
This was that on the Christmas
to
party?
put in their. No, it was before the Christmas party.
Okay.
Anyway, I ordered one to put in their front yard, and then I realized that they have a Ring doorbell, and so I can't really do anything. Yeah, that's it. What was that? Something about Pride and Prejudice. Let me tell you, the old one is one of my favorites. Knives Out is really good. Awesome, because I'm going to watch that maybe tonight without my family.
Fierce Mice, he's a perfect dog. That's the kind of dog he is. He's a Doberman and I believe God dog mixed together.
I think he's a coonhound, a black and tan coonhound.
Let me look at him.
He's a love dog.
He's
a really good
He likes
dog.
to eat bad people, which is the best part. Anyway, there's a couple ones I want to go through here since we kind of got a little off topic.
An exclusive breed.
Music at midlife,
Rude.
company jammies, a bowl of popcorn, a bottle of Chianti, and a live stream of Walter's World. I love it. It's a good day.
That's a good day. Cheers me. I like that. We're going to just do that. People went out more before the internet.
That is true. And the thing is I see this with my students. My students really have a tough time because I actually make them call their clients. And like, can we just text them? Like, no. You have to call them at least 3 times. Because you need like a hello, ask them questions for the first project, and ask questions for the second project. And that like talking stuff is a really big thing. So a lot of my students, it's not their fault. They grew up with everything being digital kind of stuff. So it's not. I never hold it against people.
Hang on. Okay. Growing Up Without Borders is here. So hi Chantal and girls and Tyler. It's nice to see you guys. Christian actually does envy us for having not had the internet. Christian, you're going to find when you move to the South that there is a little bit less internet stuff. Like people do go out more there than I find people do here. And I don't know if that is because of like weather and whatever. And so maybe it's not the same as for you in California right now. But I find that it's just a little like people are more apt to be out and with people, and that might have something to do also with just Southern hospitality kind of thing. So, yeah.
Let's see.
Mark Finley says, I still remember when I sent my first email. He says electronic mail on my Juno account in 1999.
See, I remember.
We had it in high school.
My first email. Okay, you were fancy. I got my first. Well, I was gone during your high school senior because whatever.
Because he graduated early.
Yeah.
He's so smart.
So I remember I got to college in 1995, and they told us about this email thing, and I got online, and I had emails from friends of mine that were already in college, like, I saw you had an email, and of course, I would be stupid on there and write people. So everything's good now. Let's see. Ooh,
I've never seen a dog give birth, but I've seen people give birth.
I have too. I've seen that people give birth to another people that walks around this house.
I saw my mom and my sister. I saw my sister be born, and I saw my sister have my niece, and it was.
Oh, they're all wait.
At the hospital. What?
I know, but they're all watching. Growing Up Without Borders.
Oh my gosh, the entire family.
Cheers, fam.
Kids. Oh, I hope this is PG.
Oh, they're fine. They're fine. They're Canadian, Swiss, and New Zealand.
And they're in New Zealand.
You all are like 10,000 times cooler than we could ever be. So I look up to you.
So Growing Up Without Borders.
Chloe's rap skills are like the bomb. And don't get me wrong, Angelique's is pretty good too. So,
Mom, Dad, 3 daughters. And they've
been over 100 countries
more
together.
Than 100 countries with their children. And Mark and I are aspiring to be like that with our kids. Our kids are at 50 and a bit here and there. I mean, they're at different numbers, but that's something I really want to do. So very cool. I'm glad you guys could join us.
Kathy Fox, remember, we were putting the phone into the thing and hooking it up to University of Michigan computers in the late 70s. So strange. I remember watching movies about that. I remember those things. I'm like, that's not real. Turns out
right?
It was.
Tammy Collier says, hi guys, just back from shopping, and Australia has more TP on the shelves. Thank God. How's the U.S. on groceries? So
Oh, yeah,
yesterday I went and this is in my blog, and I talk about the toilet paper section at Target, and there is toilet paper. It's nothing like what it used to be, but there is still toilet paper. Praise God, we've got some. There were certain things that were out.
There's still no wipes. There's no. I couldn't. No wipes. No masks.
No gloves.
Handy things.
Like I have always washed my dishes with gloves, like Madge and Palmolive, right? I got my gloves on, and I can't get those. They're like nowhere. And I did find some at Target, but they were size large, and I'm sorry, my hands just aren't larges. So yeah, I didn't do that. Anyway, so what was empty? Oh, there are no dumbbells to be had. I really wanted 15-pound dumbbells. No dumbbells.
Just this one. But I'm more than 15 pounds.
Yeah, I need 15 pounds. I'm at that point. Like that's what I need. So anywho, what else? Was
So Lynn, I do like the meme you
out.
sent me. That is a good one. That is a good one.
Rice is out.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad we got that from.
Tosh?
And we were quite a lot. Oh yeah, Tosh T. Are you two Chicago Bulls fans? Hell yeah! Watching Last Dance docuseries. So I'm actually waiting until all 8 episodes are out because I want to go back to back to back to back to back. I like to binge.
We kind of talked about this. Like we want to be able to do it all the way through with our kids. We have in the past
to let them truly appreciate the greatness, the goatness of the true goat.
The truth.
Michael
Right?
Jordan. No, he's not the truth. The truth is Paul Pierce.
That is the truth. Like that is like he is the greatest.
And Tosh would agree because Tosh is awesome.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, like so we've shown the kids highlights and stuff on different sports things,
Yeah,
from
because
era.
Caleb's all about like, oh, do you see this highlight? Do you see this? I'm like, let me
You
show
ain't
you
got squat.
this, and he's like, not
like,
bad.
oh.
Because I remember, so we lived in Portugal, and there was like an NBA 2K video game, and it was like some throwback. So Jordan was like the main character in it, and I'm like, oh, I wish we had it. Then you'd understand. Because you play like, oh, he's better than everybody else. I'm like, yes, he is. So
Bridges, you have Pharaoh hounds, and they lose it after 2 to 3 weeks. Why do they lose it? My dog would go crazy for 3 acres.
So Faisal asked me, and Faisal and I have chatted quite a few times online. He's a good dude. Did you make the video on post-quarantine travel? No. So what we're doing is I'm asking people to send us in questions, and we're doing the research and all that stuff. And we're actually, for the amount of questions we had come in, we're actually going to make a few videos about this. So we'll have like one on, travel, post-quarantine travel, like accommodation, post-quarantine airport, like travel, airports, transportation kind of stuff. And so we're putting those together. So the idea is for us to have this starting hopefully Sunday. If, I don't know, start next Wednesday and go Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday next week. And we're going to put out those videos then. So because there's so many questions, there's so many things out there. And what we're going to do with it, it's not just, we can't give you the exact answer because no one knows the exact answer. What we're going to do is like we do with our videos, we're going to talk about the things you need to know before these things are going to happen. So you can be ready for it and more prepared for it. So we are working on that. So Faisal, that will be out. If the first one's not out on Sunday, it'll be out on Wednesday. Okay? Because Saturday will be the what to know before you go on a safari. So that's been a really fun one to go.
And by the way, y'all should go on a safari.
Jumped around again. Dang
Something about a crystal skull on the mantle. We don't have anything like that.
Yeah, we have the shark skulls downstairs.
Sure, but
oh, I think they're talking about move your head, Jocelyn. That over there, Liam is growing a Venus flytrap. So
yeah, and there's also an octopus.
And that's a picture of my family, and that's a picture of my family too.
Ow! Ethan, thank you for the super chat. Round trip ticket to Sao Paulo, 16 days, considering Rio and Iguazu, Colonia, and Buenos Aires, Patagonia, back to SP, sound doable. Ooh, the Patagonia throws it off.
Well, it depends where you're going to go in
lot.
Patagonia. If you go to like just a Bariloche for a few days, it could work. Rio, okay, 4 days in Rio, 2 days in Iguazu, Colonia, yeah, you could probably pull it off. There's some. We have
Yes.
yes.
Here, I'll
There's
pour you
7 Up
some,
for them
you
over
can
there.
take it out.
Yeah, you could do that. It'll be a lot of stuff, but you could do that. I've actually done a similar trip before. I do like the fact that you're heading down. The question is getting to Colonia from Iguazu. Most likely you're going to be in Rio, and then fly from Rio to Iguazu on Gol. Gol is a Delta code share, by the way, so you can get your miles with them. And then getting from Iguazu, you fly with Aerolíneas Argentinas, which sometimes is a Delta code share as well. And then you do the day trip, or you spend the night in Colonia and come back and forth, and then go from Patagonia down there. So yeah, it's doable. And the thing is, if you're going to like Bariloche, they call it Brasiloche because so many Brazilians go there. So you might actually be able to flight from there up to Sao Paulo. But if you're going to be doing like the glaciers and stuff like that, it might be a bit different. So I made Jocelyn's. He says, Jocelyn, you said before that you're not a fan of Nice, France. Any particular reason why? And have you been to Monaco? She has not been to Monaco. I have. And Monaco is one of those places you're like, wow, there's people with way too much money. But the aquarium there is very nice. It's actually done by Jacques Cousteau, so that's worth going to. Nice itself, when you go there, I always tell people, like, look, don't judge Nice right by the train station because you will not feel comfortable. I always tell people, like, go out and then go out. You come out of the train station, you take a left, go to the main street, then take a right to go down towards the water. And then you'll have a much better experience and a lot of nice stuff there. I actually have a 511 hates of Nice that I didn't finish because the 5th hate didn't record. So I'm just going to, now that I know how to actually edit, I'll probably put that out because I'm doing the Throwback Thursdays for the next like 4 or 5 weeks where I'm taking old videos that we never put out. Like tomorrow, you're going to see a beardless, short-ish, hairish Mark video. Don't worry, same number of chins. So we'll have that out there for there. Bob Joe, thank you for the super chat. I know what you said, but I'm going to guess it wasn't good if Michael Mann is the one throwing that down. Yeah, be nice, man. Be nice. Let's see. What else? Sorry. Bob Joe. Calm down on the sauce, man. It'll be fine. Let's see. So Sin City says you should use the water jugs and fill those up and use that, and just tie the thing up. No, it's not 15 pounds. Yeah, we have no Trader Joe anywhere near us. Now how kids no fighting. Oh, where did this come from? It was a super chat here I didn't even see. So Katarzyna, I love your channel. Thank you very much. And here is to getting tipsy at 4 p.m. here in Hawaii. By the way, domestic travel will be a thing this summer. How about visiting our beautiful islands? We would love to visit your beautiful islands. Actually, one of my good friends that lived down the street from me, we actually had the same birthday. She moved out there. She's a designer out there. But we haven't talked since high school. So, well, we do the happy birthday thing because we have the same birthday. So it's kind of like when you have the same birthday as somebody you always remember. So that would be a place we would like to go to. It's actually on our big travel map. We have the place we've been, the place we want to go, and actually Hawaii's got a big fat pen on there for places we want to go. So that would be something we look into. And I do imagine it's going to be very much a domestic summer. I know we're talking to some of our other YouTube buddies about going up to the UP and having a little fun there. So yeah, we'll see some of that. But thank you for the super chat, and hopefully we can come up and see you. I know my parents went there, and yeah, they're awesome. And yes, as my mom says, the moderators deserve an applause, and they do.
You know awesome. What? Yes, they do. Thank you.
Cheers.
To all of you and
Michael and Mark and everybody.
Mark, all Means to Travel, all of you guys. Thank you for doing what you do for all of us. Michael Mann is apparently killing it tonight, and
Michael Mann kills it every night because he's from Minnesota, right? And Minnesota kills it.
That's
now,
it.
I'm throwing it down for the Wisconsin people because usually Wisconsin, Minnesota people get into it on here. So be nice.
Mark Lee asks, how did you find your resources for travel in Africa? Personal recommendations.
Okay, so it depends where you're going to go. If you're going to some place that there's not if you're looking, Eastside has got some blogs and some information out there. You can always do the Lonely Planets and stuff like that. But if you're doing like West Africa or, basically going to Sub-Saharan Africa, it's really, you might want to look at doing a tour or going with a tour company.
I think that's what he was asking.
Yeah. So
how did you find your tour company?
Oh, we researched and looked for the ones with the best reviews, and then we didn't just look at the best reviews number-wise. We actually read the reviews that people wrote. Because as a marketing professor, I will tell you, people lie on those, and they have people write reviews for them. That's why if you ever go on iTunes and you see how they say like, this is the greatest song ever, and you're like, it's the B-side of the worst song ever from that band. Yeah, no.
So and I always recommend read some of the good reviews, read some of the middle reviews, and read some of the bad reviews, because people may give something 1 star for something that you personally find ludicrous. I was actually researching some stuff today online, and I was like, wow, you gave them a 1 because the door handle was weird.
And exactly, and that's why you don't just look at the numbers; you look at the inside.
Look at what they say.
Because I'll have students. It's like in my class. I have students who'll give me like they rank their professors 1 through 5. 5's highest, 1's lowest. And I'll get students all the time. They'll give me a 1, and I'm like, I didn't think I was that bad. And like I'll read their things. Like, look, this one says, I love Mark, but I cannot give an 8 a.m. class a high recommendation. I'm like. Or high ranking. I'm like,
with Mark.
Yeah, you're killing me for an 8 a.m. class. Like,
yeah.
It's not my fault. I don't set the schedule.
Jasleen asks, you said your favorite country in North America is Nicaragua. What were your favorite memories there? So,
being with you.
Mark says being there with me. You know what? Nicaragua is, the people are warm and welcoming. They're just terribly kind. I respect the way they work hard and the way they are kind to one another. I mean, there's camaraderie. When you see camaraderie between people, that always, does something for me. But part of it also is that they have some of the most beautiful beaches that are completely unspoiled, and there are very few tourists there, which is a big thing to me. And I'm a tourist. I'm a professional tourist. That's what we do, right? We go all over the world. But I appreciate getting somewhere and just being able to take a breath and not be pummeled by crowds. And so sometimes I'm always touting Nicaragua, but I'm always afraid that people are going to listen to me and they're going to go there because I kind of want to keep it for myself.
Yeah, she wants to retire.
I do. I want to buy it. I have to save a bit, but I want to buy a little isleta and have a little house and live there, some of the year, and maybe rent it or something. I would put it down. I should have bought that when I went out. I should have gone to Benny's. Ooh, but Benny's has Tanat. I should have done that. Why didn't I do that when I was out?
Because you weren't listening to Means. You weren't on Means to Travel.
No, we talked about it though.
I know. But if you're in there, you've been.
Well, that's because I'm in and out. And
I actually found a $10 gift card to Benny's, and I used it in my video with my students. And I'm like, if you've been there, And I'm like, this could get someone to click, and so it was kind of fun. Mm-hmm. And yes, Eric Brown, you're right. MJ is the GOAT of all time.
Absolutely.
He's all the goats of all time.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
I am in rare form tonight, yes, Babs. It's because I'm on like my second glass of whiskey. You had wine first.
No, you had vodka first.
No, vodka.
That was vodka. There was no wine tonight. This is vodka and whiskey night. So there we go.
God bless.
Let's see.
Oh, Megan Morris. I was always foolish and spent all my clothes on all my money on clothes too at one point in time, and then it didn't. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. Truth Rationale Scientist. I just saw one of your items move to the left in the back. It's the thing in the center. Is your house haunted?
So speaking of haunted houses,
hold up. Are you talking about this? Little thing from Brazil.
The stonework, it's gorgeous. It's Liam's, by the way. Anyway,
it's hiding up there so Liam doesn't break it.
Yeah, my mom points out. Yeah, we used Shadows of Africa for Tanzania and Rwanda. They were fantastic. And we paid straight. We paid full price. We didn't tell them
they don't know who we are.
They have no idea who we are. That's why people are like, you must get discounts to go places. Like, nobody knows who the hell we are except for you watching this. No one cares about us. And we don't want them to care about us. We want to be able to go and then we can get a real honest review for people and actually talk about it. Because that's the thing is like, if Brad Pitt shows up anywhere, he's going to have the greatest service ever because he's Brad Pitt and people know. you'd rather be that person. You know, if you want, I mean, we're normal people. You're normal people. Let's give a normal people kind of.
Well, hang on, hold that for a second. I want to also say that if you go and you go to Tanzania and you can ask for Moody. Moody is one of the top 3 guides we've ever had anywhere, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he's the coolest guy ever.
Dude, he's awesome.
Can you rub some of your coolness off on me? Because I just want to be half as cool as you are. Okay, Lee says...
Moody Kabanga.
Yep. Lee says, Patagonia, you know the outdoor clothing store? Yes, obviously we do. That's Moody.
That's Moody.
I hope he doesn't mind us, like, flashing his picture.
He doesn't mind. No, he's like, go ahead. I mean, all I know is, I was going through that, what's known before you go, and I have, like, a whole, like, you know, like, fangirling on Moody, like, how great he is. I got a picture of Liam, like, holding him. I love you.
Just an amazing man. Okay, Lee says, Patagonia, you know, the outdoor clothing store? Obviously. Run by Yvonne Chenard. I don't actually know his name, but anyway, based on a trip he took to Patagonia in the early 70s. He and his buddies packed the van for that trip at my parents' house.
No kidding.
Lee, that might be some of the coolest stuff I have ever heard.
That's awesome.
I love it. That's amazing. My parents would not let me toddle through his van because it was full of illegal substances, and I'm not making this up. It was the 70s. I mean, you know, why not? Okay. Would it be worth going to Rio in August/September?
Yes, I've been there those times, but it will not be warm. Like, it'll be, if you're from the U.S., from the let's say middle of the U.S. up, you'll still want to go to the beach and like, oh, it's nice, but it'll be like you and like 5 other people at the beach and nobody else. I went there with my parents in the equivalent of August, September. It was like May, June, which is like the same time of year, and it was like us and like 5 people at the beach. So you'll be able to go, but it won't be as Rio-y is in the summer, or their summer, but you'll be fine.
Hey, I was there in their winter, our summer, and I had a great time on the beach. Mostly because I had this big, beautiful beach all to myself.
So Rebecca points out that Benny's delivered her margarita stuff tonight. So Rebecca and I were chatting back and forth on Twitter, and she's having margaritas, and Zing and Zang, a margarita mix place, like commented on her stuff.
Zang.
So I'm like, Zing Zang. I'm like, a lot of Zing and just a little bit of Zang. And so yeah, we had a fun time this afternoon. Todd asks, is it true that as a professor, your livelihood is in the hands of a hungover teen? Yes, it is actually. I'm a non-tenure track faculty member, and honestly, I love teaching, so I'd rather teach every single day and help students learn than write papers that no one ever reads. Call me crazy, but yeah, there is those things.
Hey, crazy.
So yeah, so there is that. But I what I like is
Brigadier, climb.
you teach students that want to learn. Yes, and you also got to teach with students that don't want to learn. But you know they're going to learn because of like osmosis kind of stuff. So I know it's really nice to really do that, and that's one thing I love about teaching, because I'm helping a lot of students get ready for the real world. Because you know, when you're a college student, you're not really in the real world. I mean, it's a college town, and it's college, so like you're in a bubble, you know, and like to give them the idea of what's out there in the real world is really nice.
Mr. Blonde says, I follow Geography Now's poop system for travel. What's the poop system?
I don't remember.
We need to write that down. Hang on. Yeah. Poop system, Geography Now. Oh, I like Geography Now.
Yeah. No, he's been doing some stuff. I don't know why he's got his like holding his mic here. I'm like, dude, you got good equipment. You'll be fine. Go to Benny's tomorrow before our live stream. Use the $10 gift card.
What's that? We have
so
a $10 gift
yes,
card?
I found a $10 gift card.
Oh, I thought that maybe there was something else. Oh, before your live
and
stream.
Derek and Eliz from Means to Travel, they have a live feed tomorrow night, and they're drinking Tanat, which is this Uruguayan wine, which is fantastic red wine. The thing is, the whole Tanat region of Uruguay is smaller than some of the medium-sized wineries in
US or Europe,
in Argentina.
or
No, in Argentina. So it's very hard to get it out. So the fact that it's in the U.S. now. But you're like in a fancy Chicago one. Mr. Means to Travel, who has no picture there. While
Mrs. does.
No, it's Liz. She's means to travel. He took her name in the marriage. Thank you.
Why didn't you take mine?
Because I can't spell X. And
Tosh says Jocelyn loves the chicken buses. You know what? That is true. I'm a big fan of chicken buses. They are fun and cultural, and you always meet cool people. And sometimes, well, I'm cool with them. Let's put a caveat on that, Tosh. I like them in flatlandish places, not really on
the bumpy roads.
On mountainous roads. Then they kind of induce mad anxiety, and I want to crawl out the window.
They
there
make
have
me
been
want to throw
times.
up because of all the movements.
Oh, forget the movement. That doesn't bother me.
The bumps.
But the looking off a cliff and thinking, dear Lord, one of those wheels is about to go off, that will make me climb out a window. But in places like Nicaragua, where you're on the coast and things, totally good. Yep. All right.
Let's see. We just jumped order.
People order our patties. Christian, are you working at Krabby Patty?
Crab Shack. No, you can order some shirts here to help support Meals on Wheels. If you want to get some of these fun shirts, Pause the World, or maybe you're on mute, or maybe, hey, I haven't washed a shirt for 3 days. You can go and order some shirts. Every shirt you buy will give $10 to Meals on Wheels. And if you know somebody that needs help, or an organization needs to raise money, this is a way you can raise money. Every item you sell will get $10 to your organization, so do check it out. Because we know it's helping some people out there, so we want to help as many people as we can.
Christian, I think, is signed up on there, actually. Yeah. Nico, Ticanis, happy hump day. What is the dumbest excuse you've heard for not traveling to certain countries? I'm afraid.
No, they don't have doctors there. I had that by people that are actual doctors that are like, oh, we can't go visit you because, we don't know if there's doctors in Lithuania. I'm like, they have babies here. They have stuff here. And you're a doctor yourself, and they didn't come visit. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, you just be quiet on that. People are like...
Leave myself some more...
When people are afraid, but they haven't done any real good first-hand research, they like... Okay, let's take Nicaragua for instance. People, when we went to Nicaragua, and we came back and we were just gushing about it, and family and friends were like, oh, I wouldn't go there, it's not safe. And I'm like, why isn't it safe? They're like, well, the guerrilla warfare, blah, 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 the Sandinistas, da, da, da. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That was like the mid-'80s. Like, we're a ways out and things change. When we went to Rwanda and people were like, are you sure that's safe? Should you really
people were mad
You're
at
going
us.
to take your kids there? I don't think that's a good idea.
No,
I mean, there were
people
people who were ugly about it.
Really ugly.
Let me tell
Rwanda,
you something.
One of the safest places you can go in the world. Not just in Africa, but in the world.
Also, I'm going to add this. Rwanda is probably what the rest of us should be doing. When you see the people every day working together, holding one another up, I mean, they went through hell, absolute hell. And then it was like they fixed everything. They came out of that on the other side, and they became what all of us should be as human beings. I mean, it's incredible to me. They are light to the rest of the world. So when people just assume something based on history, things change quickly. My gosh, like 6 weeks ago, nobody here was wearing a mask. And nobody cared if you didn't wear a mask. And now, if you go out without a mask, people are judging you.
Yeah, I mean, I would see because I have a lot of Chinese students, and they come with a mask, and I don't think anything of it. But I would see some of the other students like kind of making fun of them. And then as this got more and more close, I started seeing more students wearing it, and no one was making fun of them. And I actually saw some non-Asian students were asking the Asian students, "Oh, where'd you get that mask?" Because it was like a designer mask. It was kind of cool. Because there's one student, she had this red one. I was like, I remember because she wore it every day to class. I'm like, that is a bad mask. Like, not bad good, bad, but bad good. Like, it was like, I'm like, dude, that is like stylish and cool and everything. So, yeah, so we have masks from our times in China, and we have we bought some filters. Actually, one of our neighbors, who's a state sheriff, or is it sheriff?
No, he's
State
a
trooper.
State trooper.
State trooper. Yeah, it's county sheriff. State trooper. He actually brought some of the extra filter paper over for us. It's like, hey, here you go, man. I was like, really nice. And that's one of the things I think has been nice is that I've seen more neighbors than I've ever seen before. Because I used to be really upset in my neighborhood because I go for walks with the dog. We never see anyone ever. And now, if I don't see like 30 people on a walk, it seems weird. And everyone like will walk our other ways. We always wave. And it's like, I'm not going to the other side because I don't like you. I'm going to the other side because, I don't.
Like chasing his toy under my chair.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He's a good puppy.
I never baby talk my children, but I baby talk my dog.
Oh, baby talk, because he's
all
my
the
little
time.
puppy.
I did a good boy. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you will see. Oh, so tomorrow's video is what to see and do in Prince Edward Island. We didn't take any pictures on the bridge, by the way. So I have anything for that.
Well, probably because it's like a 45-mile bridge and there was a moose. Mm-hmm. There was a moose.
Anyway, so you'll see like little Liam. So Caleb was 7 and Liam was 3. So and Caleb's 13 now. So it's 6 years ago. So it's a fun. It was a fun one to make. And I try to like bring up the sound on a few of the background stuff. So it'll be a fun one. And that's the thing is these throwback. We go say bye.
Hi, Carlos.
Oh.
Stay for more than just passing by, please.
But we understand, Carlos. But we love you, brother.
I'm apparently in rare form.
You're,
ching, ching.
Baby, you're in rare form every day.
Mark Finley says, when I wear a mask, my glasses fog up so badly. So annoying. What are you going to do? Well, here's what you're going to do. Your mask isn't fitting correctly. If your glasses are fogging, your mask should be. I don't know if you or April or Terry do any kind of sewing, but
April can do anything because April's amazing. It's April's birthday tomorrow.
Even if you have a mask, you can kind of like undo the top seam and you put in some kind of wire. Actually, I think a pipe cleaner would work really well, and you put it in that and then restitch it and then bend it to fit over your nose in this way. So if you can manage this, it'll keep it from doing that. So anyway, George Martin says, because of your videos, I had plans to visit Rwanda and I had to cancel them due to health reasons. Well, one, George, I hope that your health reasons have passed and you don't have to cancel anything else.
Yeah, I hope you're okay, man.
But when things are better, I hope you do go to Rwanda because it's amazing. Like, just the people do it all. And very few people go there and don't go strictly for the gorillas. We were those people.
Yeah.
And
we should have done the gorillas, but we didn't because you couldn't take your kids. But
you know what?
But we'll go back because Rwanda is one of those places. Because people ask us like, "Will you go to?" No, we'll go back to certain places. Like, we'll always go back to Rwanda. It was amazing.
Caleb and I were talking today about going to see Godfrey, and I pulled up Five Volcanoes Hotel, which is where they had booked us to stay for a couple nights, and we made friends with a really great bartender, and he was out playing soccer and stuff with Caleb and just got to be friends, and Caleb wants to go back and just to see him. That's a huge thing, and I think Caleb's starting to get antsy about not traveling.
Yeah,
he complains more than anybody.
Yeah,
none of us complain, but Caleb complains because he's 13 and he wants to be with his friends, and his job is BITCHing. And
no, but
he has PhD in that.
Yes, he is. I wish I could attain his level in that.
So anyway, but even he lately has been like, man, I'm just sick of like sitting at home. He's like, can we just go somewhere? Like, and he doesn't mean go somewhere like Target. He means like, let's get on a plane and go to Africa. Or like, can we go see some friends in Europe? Like, he just wants to go, and that's it.
So, Henry Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend.
Oh, thank you again.
So, Mark and Jocelyn, thoughts on Costa Rica's annual Envision Festival? Have you guys experienced this event? We haven't, but I do know about it. Some travel vloggers, YouTubers that I subscribe to went there to that event earlier this year. So, for those of you who don't know, the Envision Festival is Costa Rican Coachella Yoga Festival kind of stuff. So, it's music, it's artists, it's yoga, it's find yourself, it's be on the beach together. It can be a bit.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, it could be a great time.
Without our kids.
It could be a great time without your kids for sure. But no, I have not gone personally. I have heard about it. I don't know if I would go because I don't know if I could take the propaganda that goes along with it. But it's a fun event. And the thing is, whenever you travel around the world, if you see there's like festivals and stuff like that, you can actually have some really good times at some of these festivals. I know I saw some of the best concerts I've ever seen at random festivals in Portugal. You know, and you never know. Like Pearl Jam, this fantastic band, they actually love going to Portugal because they have such a good time surfing and the people. So they don't put on their usual 2.5 hour show. They put on like a 4 hour show when they're there. So sometimes you can have a really good time in these random festivals. So definitely do that. And actually, I have a don'ts of festival travel, but obviously I'm going to say that for a while because there's no reason no one's going on any festival travels. So.
Oh, Fierce Mike says, pipe cleaner will rust quickly if and when you wash your mask. Try plastic coated paper clip for the bridge of the nose. Oh, that's a good thing.
Thanks, Fierce Mike.
Think of that.
So Mary Posta says, is it Nicaragua in Central America? Well, yes, it is in Central America, but here's a very controversial topic. How many continents are there, and what do you call the continents? Because some places some places have the Americas, which is one continent, though it's
North,
plural.
Central, South.
But some places say North and South America. Mm-hmm. Some places say Europe, Africa, Asia. Then there's the subcontinent, and then some people say, oh, it's called Australia for a continent. Other people say Oceania. So it's a very controversial thing. So I don't want to upset anybody with that.
Zach says, Zach with a K.
Zach with a K.
Spelled Z-A-C-H.
I love it, Zach.
Hey, Walters family. Love your videos. Always check your tips before I travel somewhere. You should go to Garmisch.
Partenkirchen.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
been there.
I've been there with my parents. It's actually really, really nice. If you're by Munich, it's well worth it. If you ever do any like day trips where they take you to a bunch of little towns around there, you'll go there. Or if you have anybody that's like an army buddy from the U.S., they all visit there all the time.
Bye, Lee. Have a good night, and thanks for your great input tonight. The forgiveness in Rwanda is moving. One of Paul Kagame's advisors was the man that killed his sister. That is exactly it. And it's top down leadership. It is top down forgiveness. Those people from everyone. You know they have a cleaning day on Saturday. The last Saturday of every month.
80% participation in the country.
In the entire country. So 80%, you have to figure that really small children aren't doing it, that the elderly are not doing it. But 80% of the population gets out and cleans at public spaces, not just their homes, but like outside. It's amazing. Love it.
Jordan Sereski, I just registered my nonprofit I manage, JCI Atlanta, on your Pause the World portal. Awesome. I really hope we can get a lot of shirts sold for you. You get some out there so we can help you out because I know it makes a big difference. I know my buddy Jeff and I were in Atlanta earlier this year, and we loved it. I mean, we've always driven through Atlanta, and we've stopped in the airport like 50 times a year. But Atlanta is actually a super fun place to be. I mean, I loved it.
It's a good city.
And so my buddy Jeff and I were like, well, we can travel again. Maybe we just do go down to Atlanta for 3 days because we have a direct. Hopefully, we'll still have a direct flight from our usual airport, 45 minutes from here. Just fly to Atlanta, go down in the morning. Eat all day, drink all night, spend the night, eat all day, then fly back in the night flight. Because Atlanta is awesome.
Okay, so Mariposa and
obviously
Amit.
Someone else is not as big of a fan of Atlanta.
I'm just going to say this. Mariposa and Amit, if you are from two different parts of the world, if one of you is from the United States and one of you is from outside the United States, chances are your definition is different. The first time I moved out of the United States, and someone told me that the Americas were one continent, I almost crapped my pants.
Hey, I've had people yell at me because there's 52 states. I'm like, no, there's 50. No, there's 52. That's why I put it in the Shocks video there. And so
it is taught differently everywhere.
Yeah, so in the US, Nicaragua is in North America and Central America because there's North America. That Central America is from below Mexico to Panama. So it's like Honduras, Guatemala, Belize. And Belize no one ever teach you about Belize. You find out about later in life. Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica,
Belize
Panama.
is cool.
Belize is awesome. I really had a good time.
Very cool. Guatemala, very cool. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. We did those two. We went to those two together. And I know that growing up without borders, they spent quite a bit of time in Guatemala and they loved it. Like, they have the best things to say about living in Guatemala.
You know?
I don't really. Giselle asks, out of curiosity, what is your favorite Puerto Rican food? My family's Puerto Rican.
I've never been. I can't say. She's been.
So I don't know if anything that I had was like, okay, here's what stood out to me: the seafood. Like, I ate a pile of seafood, and it was several years back, and I couldn't probably name any of the dishes. But here's what I know: Puerto Ricans do some amazing seafood, and so that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, so means to travel and gallivanting gals are having a conversation. I am with Liz on her comments about when things will happen. I know, Patizo versus Musaka.
Pastizo versus Musaka. Who's asking that, and where is it? Can I read the whole thing?
Musaka for the win, according to Tosh T.
Musaka.
Who we respect. Jimmy Two Toes says
Pastizo.
Patizo versus Musaka.
Jimmy Two Toes.
Which is gonna be? Do 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 do.
I'm gonna say Musaka.
I say Musaka as well.
Because I can't eat very much gluten.
I was beaten by a pastizo as a child, so I go with Musaka every time.
The hell you were? Your mom never made you Musaka.
Exactly, because in the back
pastizo.
streets of Quincy, a pastizo came and beat me
I
up,
was the only
and
Greek
I was
in
saved
town.
by the Musaka, and they told her that's why I married you. By the way, it was part of the payment.
I was the only Greek in town. Oh, yeah, because your mother wanted me to cook for her. I'm just kidding.
True, but my mom was
Yeah.
impressed with my wife's
Although,
cooking
I
back in the day.
Look at you.
So my mom went down
Stop
with her
confusing
friends.
the two of us. It's weird.
There's only two women I
Shut
love
up,
in this
Mark.
world that are alive, and it's you and her.
Ow.
Don't worry, and my
Hey,
mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a wonderful woman. I actually like my mother-in-law. She's very nice. Okay, so
Can you hear this?
Yes, I can hear it. Shush. So, Mr. Bell, yes, I do like basketball. Here's a funny thing: I love NBA basketball, but I don't like watching basketball. I love reading about all the background stuff. It's like a soap opera for me. So I like all the other stuff. So I'll read all the time, but I don't watch sports at all. But I'll read about it because it's like soap opera-y stuff. And Jocelyn always finds that really funny. Transman58. You haven't commented before, or at least I haven't answered any question from you before. So it's nice to see you. Mark, what unique and unusual advertising strategies have you seen abroad? So
I can tell you one. Beckham. Underwear. Every train station in Europe.
I feel like less of a man now. I'm gonna go.
Every
gonna
woman on earth is like, oh damn.
Dude, he's a good-looking man.
Is
I'm not gonna lie to you.
And he's pretty.
If he asked,
And guess what?
I'd be like,
Shows his wife.
yes.
I wonder if their children are pretty or really ugly.
You know what? I'm sure they're wonderful people inside,
It
and
doesn't-
that's all that
I'm
matters.
just saying, like, that's a lot of pretty, and I feel like it's wrong for that much pretty to be in one family.
You never know. You never know.
Oh,
I always
damn,
like Posh Spice. She was. I like Posh Spice and Sporty Spice. Don't like Sporty. I always like Sporty. She had a good Sporty Spice had a good album after they broke up. So I also lived in Germany.
Night, Katie.
Night, Katie.
Oh, Christian says, what the hell is moussaka and pastizo? Honey. Okay, so
You need
we're
to go
going
to
to
a
have
Greek
to talk. Go to a Greek restaurant and eat both, and then, find an old Greek lady and eat hers, because that's better. Oh, good God, that's...
That doesn't sound good. I'm going to move on. Omar S., why didn't you go to Dubai yet? Because we haven't had the chance yet. To get there is a little bit complicated for the amount of time it takes to get there. But Dubai is actually in the cost.
Okay.
Dubai was one of the things I thought
Fun.
about going to in January with my buddy Jeff.
We've got
But I ended up going with Liam to Space Camp. So Space Camp with my 8-year-old and Dubai with my buddy Jeff, though it was close, I always wanted to go to Space Camp, so Space Camp 1. But Dubai is definitely on the list of places we're going to go. So don't worry, Amar. We will get there. Oh, dang it. I hate when it jumps like that. The universe likes Beckham. Yes, he does. He seems like a nice guy, too. That's what I like.
Yeah, you know what? Both of them do.
Yeah.
They're both like, they seem like normal, real human beings. Allison, Jocelyn, do you use essential oils? If so, what brand do you use? There's so many. doTERRA, Young Living. So, before we go to bed at night, not every night, but some nights, I have this little ceramic ring that sits on top of the light bulb in our bedroom, and next to my, there's my essential oil. Don't you drink all that, Mom?
I was going to pour it into your glass because I love you.
Because
just half.
Yeah, just half of what's in the bottle, not half the glass. I know you're going to take. Y'all better get out of your seat and go get me some ginger ale.
I'll get you. There's not that. Is that a lot of whiskey? That's fine. I will. So, Whiskey Wednesday has now killed 2 bottles of whiskey. And this was the big bottle of Gentleman Jack. Yeah, I'm coming. You answer questions. I'm going to go get you some.
So anyway.
Here, give me your glass.
Essential oils. So I put a couple drops of lavender and also lemon on that. But that's about it. Sometimes I put them, I have those wool dryer balls, and sometimes I'll put lemon or lavender or, I don't know. I have some other ones. I'm just not that crazy on those things. But occasionally, yes, I use them. Okay. Galvin and Gals is talking. Yes, Chris Bates, go find an old Greek lady. Or me. Because I'm not old yet, but I'll be an old Greek lady one day, right? Theoretically, if I make it that long. Praise God. Every year I get, I'm happy I got another one. Yai is coming for you. Thanks you with her slippers. Jordan says, would love to have y'all in Atlanta. Breweries here are awesome, not just Sweetwater. That's no joke. Actually, for our wedding, okay, so not Atlanta, but Moon River in Savannah. My friend is. Oh, please sing for us, darling.
Moon River. You asked me to sing.
So, anywho,
I felt like that wasn't sincere.
It wasn't, not at all.
Brave, you're not getting. I'll give you an extra ice cube.
I'm not sure that I can drink that. So,
I'll tell you what. You want to switch?
Switch what? Probably not. God knows what's in your cup. I can't see it.
Whiskey? With a side of whiskey?
Yep. I don't really like those pewter cups. They're too cold, and you should really only have those, when the horses run. I bet some Southerner out there knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. Whiskey in a pewter cup when the horses.
I know. I'm the worst husband ever.
All right.
I am the worst internet-only husband ever. Where'd that super chat come from?
Christian.
I haven't seen that
Christian Valdez just gave us a super chat and says, for the whiskey, for the emergency whiskey fund. Christian, I swear to God, you and I we're gonna hang out, and you're gonna sing, and I'm gonna hum along because I sound like.
You're gonna hum. No, you're gonna hum wrong in the back.
No, I sound like.
Seriously,
so bad. I am. He's
like at church. Like I have no skills, but we're at church, and I'm like,
I don't care. I still sing it because
and you should.
Jesus loves my singing.
That's right. Jesus loves your singing. That's what matters.
God knows what's in my heart, and
that's
not
right.
Just the.
Hey Marco, I'm glad you like the Croatia videos. I had a bunch of smaller little towns in Croatia, and what I'm trying to do right now is just give a lot of videos in different places because right now no one's thinking about traveling. So now you're kind of open to anything. So my thought was, why don't I put all these videos for these little towns, other places we never put out before? Because I'm like, no one's going to watch a video on Ottawa. No one's going to watch a video on this. And so what I thought was look, let's put out these places because Šibenik, that place in Croatia is my favorite place. Split, Dubrovnik are nice, but go to Šibenik and stay there because there's no tourists there. They all go to the waterfalls and leave. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I put out 3 Croatia videos this week already. Go watch those and see because there's some really nice stuff on the Dalmatian coast, and so it's really nice. Christian Valdez, Mark, Can we sing
Right?
a duet together? Yes, I will sing a duet with you, Christian.
Christian, honey, take your earplugs, baby.
She doesn't like, because I actually used to make up songs all the time till she beat me down and took my creative gene away from me.
Honey, no, you still make up songs, and I love the words and the really crappy rhyming, and it is endearing, but it is not good singing.
True.
I love you, but it is not good singing.
Well, we watched an old Flintstones episode, and Fred couldn't sing either, but it worked for one song. So we got to figure that one song out,
It
Christian.
doesn't matter.
And then we'll make it happen.
It's all about the love.
Anyway, ping pong. Thank you very much for the super chat, and I will always call it ping pong, not table tennis, just so you know. So we do have that together. Fun fact: when I was a kid, when I was in college and high school and
You're
stuff,
still a kid. Sugar lips.
we would play beer pong, and we always thought beer pong, like we would play beer pong like actual ping pong. And we put like it'd be four of us playing, and we'd have the cups up, and so we'd actually play ping pong, not like throw it in stuff. And so we do it that way. So if you hit the cup, you had to take a drink. If you hit in the cup, you had to drink the whole cup. And my parents' basements, the old, remember the old like cement basements? And so their sump pump was in the back corner. So like the ball would bounce and fall in, and so we take it out with all the cobwebs and throw it in the beer if they ever got in. So fun times.
Okay. So
Oh, get all these on.
hold your horses for 5 seconds. Rebecca says, Mark trying to get Jocelyn drunk is the content I'm here for. Well, sister,
I know not what you're talking about.
this is probably happening.
You cheers the glass, not your fingers.
Shut the hell up.
No, I believe the term is.
Shut up, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Okay. We are still debating the
Emperor King
regions.
2297. You're from
y'all.
Ottawa? I had no idea. So Emperor King 2297 has actually commented off and on for quite a few years now.
I didn't know
I know you're from
that.
Ottawa. That's cool. So I still have the 511 hates of Ottawa. So if you have a fifth hate, because I never got the fifth
I don't
hate
wanna
made,
play tug of war.
let me know. Send me a direct message on like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or something like that. And so we can get a fifth one in there from like a local. So we have a local.
So Mark can film it in, our house under quarantine.
But I'll have the B-roll. Well, actually, I don't have the
That's
B-roll.
it.
All my pictures are from 1994, 2014. So you'll see.
Gals, I'm really glad you got my Derby reference. Also, Rebecca, because she's a foodie. I knew you'd get that. Name the date and I'll be there. Well, Christian, it may happen as we are driving through Tennessee on our way to Savannah. How about that? We'll talk about it.
We'll hook it up.
Growing Up Without Borders says, it's okay. You don't need to sound amazing to sing. I'm with you all the way. Well,
Yeah, I know, Chantal, because, the kids totally
Just-
bring you up.
We
with
had
your-
plans to meet up with the Growing Up Without Borders family in Switzerland this summer because I really want our kids to meet other kids that if you don't stop talking to me, I'm going to be mad at you. Rude. So I want our kids to meet other kids that do this, that whose lives are impacted so much by travel because as much as my kids have amazing friends here, sometimes their friends don't get the fact that, like when they talk about a place, their friends look at them and they're like, what? Like they don't even know where it is on a map. And our kids are talking about big stuff, right?
Yeah, and our kids have had issues at school a few times
With
because
teachers
of that.
and things that thought,
And like as adults, we're like, why would that be an issue? But sometimes it turns out to be. Also, I want to say hi to Francis, who just hopped on. Glad you're here, Francis.
it's
Good
nice
to see you. Michael,
Good
I don't know if
deal.
you heard me say hi earlier, but we know that. Love you, bro. Good to see you on here.
Yeah. Michael, you've been actually kind of.
No, he was coming early. He's running a marathon and watching. He can't text and do that.
No,
you don't
he's
text a
biking.
marathon. Yes, but I bet now because Michael Mon is an architect. He's a biker. He's a marathon runner. He's a father. He's awesome.
He is also a moderator for Walters.
Exactly,
Worldwide.
and he's a Minnesotan.
And right now he's going, God, I wish I could moderate Jocelyn.
Yes,
She's
it's like
dang
why
tipsy."
did I use my real name on here? They're like, why couldn't I be Babs R? No one would know.
Christian thinks that he is Gaston from Ratatouille, and anyone can sing. We'll have you in ship shape no time.
Me or her?
It can't happen with me.
So a fun singing
I'm
story.
tone deaf and I have a weird voice.
So a fun singing story. So I took students to Spain. This is a few years ago now, And actually, it's funny because one of the students I went with, her younger sister went on another trip with me later. So I guess it's been a few years. 2017. Yeah, 2017. Went to Madrid, took students there. And, and Madrid's got a good nightlife and stuff like that. And all those students wanted to go out. So I'm like, hey, we'll go out together. And so we ended up going to a karaoke place. And, no one would go up and sing. Nobody.
Oh, I've never done that.
And
I may be a bad singer in church, but I am not going to do it by myself.
Yeah, so and when I say students, they're all college students. They're all juniors and seniors in college. They're 21, 22, 23. They're, And so I'm like, okay, we all should sing. We should do something. No. I'm like, screw it. So my buddy Jeff and I get up there and we're singing. It was Journey.
God, I wish I had been.
We were singing, and some of the students filmed it, but they said they wouldn't post it.
I wish they had posted it to me. I deserve that. I've
Don't
earned
stop
that.
believing. So because if you're gonna do karaoke, you gotta do the most over the top song ever.
Oh my
and
God.
So we do that. Oh God.
You know who you need to go do karaoke with? Glenn. You and Glenn.
Yeah, I can see
Glenn
that.
gets down on some good 80s rock. Oh my goodness. Hang on, there was something there I wanted to answer. Jean says we're supposed to go to Door County in 2 weeks, but had to cancel, postponed till July. It's only 3 hours, so it's not a bad. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Let me tell you, Door County was a really fun thing for me and my sisters when we were kids. My dad had, I think it was an NADA meeting, which is National Automobile Dealers Association. I can't believe I can say that after all the whiskey I've had.
I was quite impressed. Now say Def Leppard rock rules. Rules rock. See?
Def Leppard rules rock.
There you go. Because I messed it up, so you're trying to
Any
show me up.
hootie,
But I can say Michael
hush your
Mann
mouth, please. I love you.
The word.
So anyway, Door
got my
County
contact.
is so fun. And as kids, we just thought that it was one of the most amazing things that we had, I don't know. I mean, we'd been to so many places in the United States. My parents took us all over the place, right? But when we went to Door County, we just, I don't know, there was something about it that was really special for us kids. My sisters would agree with me. So I hope you enjoy that.
So Amit, Jocelyn's favorite rapper is Too Short, and my favorite rapper, it's not Too Short.
It's Eazy-E then Too Short, but only by a small margin.
Okay, my
Because
bad.
Eazy-E's voice is just and Too
Yeah.
Short.
I like Drain's
still
too.
making music.
Drain's too are my favorites. So there's that.
Well, they'd come in pretty close after that.
So Gallivanting, yes, Mr. Blonde's in the UK.
Yes. he
Oh
is.
wait, there was one.
Who asked the rapper song? The rapper
Amit.
question?
Amit did.
Oh, Amit did. I thought maybe that was one of Caleb's friends.
So Rebecca did a Zoom karaoke night with some of my friends last weekend.
Oh, no
I'm
way,
horrible,
that's fun.
but you know what? It all worked out in the end. So there is that.
You know what? We've got to do. My sister and Joe want to do house party and play. Apparently, house party has games.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff with it.
Well, I've never done
You need to experiment. Live a little.
it. Oh, hang on. Nilo says, if I could walk 500 miles, Q, How I Met Your Mother. I can't remember the name of the song. It's called 500 Miles.
And that was her.
By the Pretenders. And me and my best friend in high school. You go ahead. You try to tell a story about me and Colette in high school.
That was their favorite song.
So to this day, if we are driving in the car and that comes on, we hit the little button on the steering wheel and go, oh my God, guess what's on? And we'll
I
sing
have
the
it on
song
my
to each other.
phone.
It's
I
not,
save it
I mean,
everywhere. It's
not
fun.
even a joke. Colette and I are all about that. And Natalie was on here earlier and she could testify to that if
Testify.
she was testify. Anyway, so that was a thing for me because I'm that old. I'm so old.
See, I remember that when I lived in
enjoy
Australia
being my age.
in the 90s. Let's see. Since
Yes,
you're
I was going to say something about Moon River Brewing Company. So for our wedding, my friend is the brewmaster at Moon River Brewing Company. Shut up, you don't do that to me 16 times a day. So any hootie, my friend is the brewmaster at Moon River Brewing Company. I'm going to knock your ass out, kid.
Go ahead. I'm just relaxing over here.
So anyway, we wanted to have Savannah Pale Ale at our wedding, and we couldn't do it unless we could somehow get the kegs back to Savannah because it's just they don't do that. And we couldn't because we were moving to Portugal
5 days later? 6 days?
It
We
was
got married
6.
on Sunday.
My grandmother died on Friday. We got married
Grandma
on
died
Sunday.
on Friday. We got married on
Yaya
Sunday.
died on Friday.
No, and then with Caleb, and then your mom died. Or your grandma died.
Yaya died on Friday, and we got on a plane to move to Portugal on Saturday. So, can I tell you something? If you go through the biggest things you can go through in a marriage, like there are all sorts of things out there that say like moving, the death of a parent or close loved one, like there are these things. And having a child. We did all of it in the first 6 days of our marriage.
That's right.
And I'm not kidding. I like pretty much everything, the biggest things that can happen in marriage, we did it in the first 6 days of our marriage. And you know what?
It helped.
That's why we are the way we are.
Yeah, and that's another thing is I think
we have a hell of a marriage
I
we did it all.
That's right. And I tell my students, I'm like, look, I mean, because that's one of the things I really feel bad because since I don't have the last day of class, like the last day of class, I do what I wish I would have known before I finished school. You know, like going out in real. It's a real life stuff. It's like
hey,
Uncle
let's
Mark.
do it together online.
Okay, we can.
I'll do it with you.
We're gonna do that. Can't we? You want to be on there too, Greg? You can be on there too. Do you want to
raise a dog before you raise children?
I didn't have a dog. My kids turned out okay.
To.
Who likes it? Look, what is? Brig was nicer. He gave me a little wet nose. Josh didn't give me no wet nose.
Mark gave me a little wet nose.
Anyway, moving on.
God, we should not be talking about all this.
Anyway, no, but I tell my students, like, look, go through all those, like, 100 things you should ask people before you get married because it really is a much more important thing to really understand people before you get married.
Because there are things that you talk about in a relationship before
See,
you
this
get
is
married.
why we should have the Walters family vlogs, which is a whole other thing. Because people on here to talk about travel. Let's find some travel. Sweet Caroline, we can all sing that one. Bia, we'll do it together. Cool in the gang. I love me some karaoke. That's right, Daniel. Daniel Womack, good to see you on here.
Ching Dynasty.
Ching Dynasty, where you been?
Hey, Xi'an.
I
know.
know.
Gosh, that's our favorite town in China.
I know, Ching. You were here. What did you disappeared the last couple of weeks? Glad to have you back. Gallivanting Gals, come to Nashville and we can have a karaoke party and tons of whiskey.
Chris,
and a little bit of chicken.
We have not done karaoke in an Asian country. By the way, Chris.
Oh, dude, you got it. Oh my God. How did you not? Oh, I went with my students. Okay. That makes sense. Dude, it's next level awesome.
So I want to do one. I want to
fine.
do the thing where you throw plates and it's legal because, you know, we Greeks, we like to throw the plates.
Fine.
Okay. And then what was, I want to sleep in a pod hotel. Those are, I want to watch other people do the karaoke in Asian countries. I don't want to do it myself. Yes,
I'll do it. I will get up there. Liam and I will get up there and we'll sing Take Me Home Tonight.
All right. Diane Ware says we're leaving May 16th social distancing road trip to the Southeast.
Oh, cool.
USA. What do you suggest we see traveling southeast from Iowa to Florida?
Okay, so if you're going from Iowa when you're coming down, if things are open in St. Louis on your way down, you want to see the zoo, you want to see the aquarium that's at what's they call it, the Union Station or whatever they call it now, and then you go to the museum underneath the Expansion of America underneath the arch.
Yeah.
From there, I would go down to Memphis. You got Beale Street, and you can stay outside, get your beer. You can drink on Beale Street, so you can be outside.
And Graceland, and totally go see the cars and the planes.
Yeah. From there, then I would go down. You can hit to Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is, which is a nice town. You're heading down, go to from
Tuscaloosa.
there. No, not yet. You go to Natchez, Mississippi, which is where the plantation owners actually had their summer homes. Their city homes, which is a fantastic city. Then you hit New Orleans. Then you come across. If you want to Tuscaloosa on the way, you do that.
That's
you hit,
up a bit.
Yeah, and then did I say New Orleans? You hit Natchez, then New Orleans, then go across. And then your Florida stuff, when you come back up, you want to hit it.
St. Augustine and then Savannah.
And then if you want to hit Charleston, then I would go up to North Carolina.
And then come back around.
Yeah, go to North Carolina, go through Asheville, up through that way.
Asheville and Knoxville.
Because I really like Knoxville. I like
Knoxville's
Knoxville
a cool place. I wouldn't mind if you got a job at UT. I'm not saying.
Yeah, we actually went and did a tour there.
Don't move that. Davin also agrees with me that Moon River is a nice place. Yes, and they have really good beer.
They have really good beer.
Tosh T
Tosh.
says, since you're in a mood, give us a few lines of "Life's gonna suck when you grow up."
Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die. There you go.
How about
Love you,
the other
Tosh.
one about the happiness thing? You know,
Always look on the bright side of life. Actually, if you find one of my old channels, you actually had me singing that for my students years ago. Anyway.
It just brings up old memories.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I try.
Tosh.
Well, Tosh is the awesomest.
I know.
Love you,
'cause
Tosh.
He's been around for a decade. Kind of like Darian has. We've got. How blessed are we to have these people
are.
who've been around for y'all have been with us for more than 10 years.
I was skinny, and then fat, and then skinny, and then fat, then really, really fat, and then just fat, and then fat now, and it just, Like, Mark, I remember when you only had 2 chins.
Oh.
Love you, Tosh.
Hey, Talia, how do you get your kids to try different food everywhere you travel? The rule in our family is that he needs to try it at least a few times before saying he doesn't like it. Okay,
Yep, you're doing the right thing. That's what we do.
that is absolutely what we do. We call it the courtesy bite. You always take a bite of everything, even if it looks gross. Often, I'm going to tell you my trick. Make sure they're not listening. I don't tell them what they're eating. That's
a key.
big
That's
thing,
a huge
because,
key.
For instance, in China, we had all sorts of things that tasted really good.
Well, we still know what that
But we still don't know what we were eating.
bread.
Brigadier.
Basta.
Nobody
There you
is
go.
playing this game with you. I can't take that anymore. He's really
who needs
adamant
blinds?
that I play tug of war. And tug of war puts my elbows and my shoulders out of place. He's strong.
Yeah, Brig has been spoiled, and Brig doesn't know what to do now. Like, anyone else's dog's like, why are you here all the time? I don't know what to do now. It's like, you're home sometimes, but, I usually get Monday through Friday myself. Where's my private time?
I outweigh Brigadier by maybe 25 pounds. I mean, he could
Maybe.
just, crazy.
Maybe 25 pounds.
So anyway, the other
If
thing,
I'm holding on to you.
Leah, in our family, when we're traveling abroad and the kids are trying new foods, they're kind of excited about it because it's something new and different. And here's how that happened. Caleb could go back to school and kind of brag about the fact that he ate donkey or, octopus or any of several other things. Oh, fish eyeballs. That was a big
That was his
one
big thing for
him.
years. That was
Yeah.
kindergarten, first,
So-
third grade.
When you get them thinking that it's a big, cool, exciting thing, that kind of helps. So maybe it helps. I don't know. I'm hoping
Nilo,
that we
Bon
will
Jovi's
meet
for
up.
next time, by the way.
Pardon me?
Bon Jovi's for next time. Isaac Rogers, your super chat just popped up.
Aw, thank
Hello
you.
from foggy ghost town San Francisco. Dude, every town is ghost town except which the shopping part of our town. And they're like, where are all these cars from? So Isaac, thank you very much for the super chat. I don't know why it's weird. They didn't show up. And it's
None of
so-
it. Typically, where you guys see where it says
so
top chat,
up here. You may see something, but we don't see that. We see something else.
but typically it pops up and there's a little dot or something to tell us that super chats come up, but they haven't at all, and I don't really know why.
I like Chris Bates. This reminds me of a pub in Scotland. They had a sign, no sing until 9 p.m. Exactly, because some of us shouldn't sing, and we should be allowed to. But whatever. Oh, Thomas is from the Fighting Illini.
I am of the
ILO.
tribe of Fighting Illini. I am the tribe of Go Dogs, and also, Boo, Florida. And hey, y'all, totally random. My wife and I visited Michael's. I can't read that. Skellig.
There's
Oh,
once in
yeah.
a lifetime visit. Have you been? I have not been.
Neither of us have been.
So you got that on us,
Maybe we
Dad?
should do that, Davin.
I know.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about that on our little Facebook channel? By the way, that's in my opinion, the coolest thing that we've done in a really long time.
Yeah.
So Mark started this channel. Oh my gosh, Babs, good night. Have a good rest. I know it's 10:30 here, so anyway. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us. Mark started this YouTube or a Facebook page just for our patrons and members,
And Mark finally pushed me to like get my butt off gear. So thank you, Mark.
oh my gosh, it has been hilarious and amazing and gratifying to see so many people just become friends and everything else. And Mark and I are on there and we talk to everybody, but like it's just awesome
Because it's not
to be
so
a
like,
part of that.
and the thing is, it's for all of our patrons and members. So if you go to patreon.com/WaltersWorld, or if you click the join button down there to join up, we have a Facebook group. We put out some other videos. We have extra live feeds because we have all these things popping up over here. But when we do the live feeds for our members and our patrons, it's a lot more slow. And like I'll ask people like, "What do you want us to talk about?" And we'll do some research beforehand. So we'll actually spend a lot more time on people's questions and stuff like that. Which is really cool. And then people are all about in the Facebook group and like sharing stuff and their stories. And I'm like, that's so awesome. I wish I was there. Especially right now. It'd be so cool.
Okay.
Yes,
First,
Christian, she is a fan of Easy.
love me some Easy. And
Why are you breaking my fingers?
because I'm holding your hand and I've had the whiskey.
You
and so I'm
hold
breaking
hands.
the finger.
I'm not a dog.
Christian said we really wanted to sing "We Are the World." He and his girlfriend Kat.
It better be the first one, not that one from a few years ago.
There's a second one. Dear God, let's not talk about
it. It was
That's
so good.
worst.
They made a Saturday Night Live episode about it.
Don't ruin it. Don't. I don't know about the second one. I don't want to know about it.
We are the
Because you know what? People aren't that creative.
We are
Stop it.
ones who make it right.
Okay. So anyway, somebody else picked it and they were in shock. And Christian, you and Kat, let's figure out a way for you guys to sing that to me because that's like one of my childhood favorite songs. And yes, I love Eazy-E because dang, with other words. Eazy-E is a legend.
Okay, so Natasha T, who
Hey,
I cannot believe
Natasha.
Natasha's not a member. We've talked so many times. I thought
know,
you were.
She's like part of the family.
No pressure. No pressure.
Don't do that.
No pressure. So, do you think connecting flight is bad with all the flights being canceled? I'm afraid my connecting flight home will get canceled trying to get home. Okay, so this is one of those things that is going to be an issue. So, if they cancel your connecting flight, they're going to have to find you another one that eventually goes. So, if you are taking that flight, it's going to sound silly, bring extra underwear, extra tampons, extra everything you need for a couple days.
If
Medicine.
you take regular medicines.
Have
take
that
it.
with you. And this is one thing for anybody flying for the next.
I love that you just said tampons.
I've been taught. I go buy tampons. Do you need super? Do you need
does.
light? I'm okay with whatever. I do what I got to do because you know what? This is the thing that you got to understand.
Oh
People
my
need
God,
those.
you're the best husband ever. Shut up, Mark.
No one has ever told me that before.
I tell you that like on a daily damn basis.
Right, exactly. But no one else has told me that.
I also beat
Anyway,
you.
so Natasha, I would definitely have extra stuff to help you, like at least a 3-day thing. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but most likely, like, because I have
just in case, sister.
because I have a flight that's scheduled in May that they haven't canceled yet because I'm waiting for them to cancel it. But it's actually my departure flight. I think my departure flight is at 11 in the morning here, but the next flight, the connecting flight, is at 11 in the morning in Atlanta.
Which is an hour ahead of us.
At an hour and a half, but it's an hour and a half flight there, so I don't get in till 12. Like, no, I don't get in till again at like 1 because we go forward.
Yeah.
And but they haven't canceled the stuff, so they're not. So if you have something like that, have extra stuff because they'll eventually get you there because there'll be some flight, but because there's nobody flying right now. But definitely have anything extra you need when you're going to go, just to be safe. Okay, because I don't want you to be without something. All right.
Frost Element just said simply the best.
Better than all the rest.
Because this is
Tina, hello.
Hang on, because this is the most drunken.
I'm fine. I'm fine. You're the one that's crazy.
I never
Daniel
get
Womack,
tipsy.
thank you very much for becoming a member. Welcome, helpful traveler. That's
hey,
awesome.
Daniel, that's
So Daniel,
so cool.
we have a members only live feed on May 9th. It's a Saturday morning, so we have that, and then we have another one on May 22nd. It's a Friday evening, so cool.
Don't you move that.
I'm not
Get
moving
your
nothing.
hand back. Okay, so Daniel, we also, if you are on Facebook, we also have a closed Facebook group for members and patrons. So we will get on that too, so that you can be a part of it, because you're going to be friends with everybody else, because that's the rules.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Stop touching shit.
I'm not
I mean stuff. Oh, so cute.
Answer a question if you're not.
Jorge says, Jocelyn, what's the name of your friend's resort in Montana? Joe at the very beginning was on here. He doesn't have a resort, but Joe is Big Sky Adventures in Montana.
Yeah, and when we had totally horrible connection, we had the crappy camera.
It was right at the
everything.
beginning when it was really awful. Joe,
He's like, I'm not worried. I'm not want to hang out with them. They're losers.
Joe went to high school with Mark.
His dad was the most important teacher I ever had in my entire life, and I tell him and his mom that every time I see him. And then I finally saw his dad probably like 10 years ago. I'm like, you changed my life.
And guess what his wife says to Mark every time he says that? Shut up, Mark.
No, well, yeah. She's like, I know you're gonna say this, because I saw his wife. Well, Joe's mom.
Yeah.
Joe's mom and Mr. Moore's wife. I've seen her. I saw her probably like 20 times before I saw him. And I'm like, you tell him. And she's like, I will. And it was funny because I go back and visit from around the world. I'd always like, you visit, like, you're bumping into random people when you're back home. I would bump into her more than anyone else. I'm like, you tell your husband. And she's like, he knows. I've told him. And and then I saw her. It's like, oh, he's right there. And I'm like, and I went up to him.
Did you hug him?
He had a little tear in his eye.
Did you kiss him?
I did not kiss him.
I mean, like on the cheek.
No, I just,
Or like Italian
no, I did
style.
not. I gave him a firm handshake. Told him, like, you know what, you really helped. No, I didn't. I was, I don't know how I was. But a firm handshake, a thank you, and he's like, it's great. I'm like, no, I want to tell you how much you mean to me. I talk about you in my classes every single semester of every single year since I first started teaching how important you were to me. And he's like, I could tell he got a little tear. You're a good man. No, he was a good man.
I know that.
Because think about it, a fifth grade teacher actually looking out for a fifth grade kid, fifth grade boy, like he's like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you, Mark. You're on a pathway. You can either go to jail or you can straighten yourself out. And he helped me get on the right path.
Mark got his stuff together.
So I thank you, Tom Moore. Oh my goodness, we got 2 more members. Peter Melander, thank you very much, Helpful Traveler. And Emperor King 2297, thank you very much as well for becoming.
Welcome to the party, kids.
Thank you so much. So, and for you that are on there, on the members, if you look on the community feed now on YouTube, you will see there's some posts that are only available to members. And on there, you should be able to find a link for the group, the Facebook group. If it's not on there, just like leave a comment under one of our members only thing, and I'll have to get your email and I have to send it to you and stuff like that. So oh my goodness, there's a number. We've 4 members. Like boom, 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 boom. Oh, Natasha!
Don't let him guilt you into anything.
Don't do that,
sister.
Natasha. You don't have to. We appreciate it.
I'm gonna say this. I worked with a Canadian woman named Natasha when I was, good God, 16, 17 years old. And every time you pop up,
thank you, Peter.
I think of her, and she was a guiding light on my journey, and through life, she was just an awesome person. So every time you pop up, I think of her, and it just makes me very, very happy. So thanks for joining, and I hope that you. Oh my gosh, I don't even hope. I know that you're gonna have fun with us.
Yeah, and for those that are members on here, or patrons on here, if you're not in the Facebook group, you can't get in. Do send me a personal message on Patreon. If you're on the members thing, go to one of the members only posts. I'll tell you what, I'll post something now on the members only feed, on the community feed. Put your thing in there and say, Mark, I can't get in, and we'll talk. Because what I have to do is, because Facebook's kind of weird, like I have to send you an email invite kind of stuff.
Yeah, you have to accept us.
And all these kind of things. So we'll do that. So I'll send that. I'll put that right now as Jocelyn.
Sound like Robbie.
Answer blah 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 blah. blah. Shut up, Mark.
So hang on. Peter said I've debated.
I've been debating whether to join for years.
For a few weeks, and today felt right. You know why? It's because I am so tipsy that my tongue is numb. That's
what's you been drinking?
Whiskey.
Ooh, oh my goodness.
This is why I don't drink the whiskey on the Whiskey and Wine Wednesday.
It's called Whiskey and Wine Wednesday.
I act like a fool.
All I know is my whiskey's getting so low that I can only get the very tip
All
of my
right.
Biscoff
Pre
cookie.
G says, or maybe you're Pris G. I don't know. Pre, as in, okay, too many languages in my
Ask
head
the
right now.
question. Focus.
With-
Focus.
I can't. I have ADD and whiskey. Shut up.
Which one do you
Shut up, Mark.
So when
When
this,
this ends, will you guys be traveling right away, or will you wait a couple weeks, months before booking? So,
right away
oh, honey, we already have things booked.
for the rest of the year.
Here's the deal: we book all of our stuff out 11 months out for every trip. So we have things booked that we booked a year ago, and so we have stuff that's already there waiting for us, and we're going to do it. And then some of the things that we had to cancel got rebooked for like those little windows of time that we've got between plans that were a year ago, right? So yeah, we'll be going, and we'll be going ASAP. I will say that we will be going, and we will have masks, and we will have hand sanitizer, and I'm really grateful right now that sometimes I forget how many antibacterial wipe things that I have, and I just buy more because you can't buy any right now.
We gotta go through the craft closet. We'll be like,
My craft closet has probably like 20 packs. So
and
I'm
we were
grateful
not
for
we
those
were
things
not
right now.
stacking up beforehand.
No, I wasn't. It's just like 2 years ago. I'm like, oh shoot, do we have any of those?
And whenever we need toothpaste or toothbrushes, or if I need
Those
contact
tiny
solution
things from the dentist?
I go in there. We have like multiple things. I'm like, oh, thank God, there's contact solution there. I was like, they're all like this size.
So and part of that is because whenever they've been on sale, I just go buy them. And so like you know when you go to the grocery store and that whole little travel size section is on sale. Do you not know that? Do you not do that? Because I go to that section every time I travel. Because
I went there by today, and so now our Target is remodeling. And actually, one of my old students is one
and
of the
it's
managers
all
there.
right in front of the.
Oh, it's so nice. You'd love it.
I was there.
Did you see the huge makeup
I
section?
don't like. I get the makeup section. I don't like that. Like all of the travel size.
It's right in front of the.
They're right in front of the pharmacist, and I'm like picking at things.
It's in the silver container in the pantry.
And I have to do that in front of somebody. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, all I know is
I don't like
the travel thing now is right underneath like you said, the pharmacies thing. But they're all stock full, like falling out, except for Purell.
You're yelling. There's Purell? Did you buy some?
No, there's no Purell. That's everything was there except
Except
Purell.
Except. I can see you, dumbass. Oh my God, you're my favorite.
Okay. Moving on. Someone else is on number
Apparently,
2. Jossy's
there
on number
is-
200. Anyway.
No, it's
Evan, thank you very much for the super chat.
Evan.
Alitos Anesti.
Christos Anesti, Alitos Anesti.
Well, he said Christos Anesti. That's why I
And
said
so you
Alitos
say-
Anesti. Some of us
What
pay
did you say?
Alitos Anesti.
Alitos Anesti.
Yes, Lee.
Hey, Liam, if I say Christos Anesti, what do you say back? Go ahead, try. Alitos Anesti.
No, you don't
Just
hit
left
him.
out an S. No, because he's my kid and you're a dumbass. Shut up, Mark. Apparently, there's a drinking game called #ShutUpMark. Evan, thank you. And yes, Christ is risen. Truly, he is risen. Do you know my yaya used to answer the phone for the first 40 days after Pascha saying Christos Anesti? I think that's so cool. I think I should do that, except nobody calls me on the phone. We do this. So maybe I should just start every live feed for 40 days with Christos Anesti. I'm going to do that. Okay, thanks. You're a good guy. And you know what? I totally appreciate that. Some people are well stocked in antibac wipes and hand sanitizer. You know, I have some, but not like piles of it. But I do have one whole container of alcohol, mostly because I have 2 boys. Can I tell y'all what happened today? Needing alcohol. So I was outside sitting on the porch, taking 5 minutes away from, the 3 little pigs. And Liam comes and he's screaming, "Get inside! Caleb cut his foot. It's really bad. Get inside. Run, Mom, run!" And he's like hysterical. And I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? So I go running up the steps and there's Caleb and he's like crying. And I look at his foot and there's like, I mean, it's bloody, like about that much blood, like in a circle on his foot. I mean, you can see that it's like really thick in the middle and like kind of oozing out, right? So I'm like, okay, just a minute. And I go straight into my bathroom and I'm like grabbing like the wipes and the alcohol and everything else. And I'm like, I come in and I'm like, oh my God, what did you do? He goes, I think I cut a vein. I'm like, honey, if it was a vein, it would be, it would be spurting a little bit. You're okay. So I take the alcohol on the wipe and I wipe off his foot. And that little person, he had put actual like ink on his foot. He should work for like movies creating fake blood scenes because this thing looked so real. It was insane. So anyway, yes, I have lots of alcohol and I have to use it with ink on my kid's foot because I don't even think Mark knows that. All right. Oh my gosh, Michael Mon has to go. Good night, Michael. I hope you have a wonderful sleep and we'll see you tomorrow and, build great buildings. By the way, I had a dream about a building the other day. We should talk about that sometime. Okay.
What did I miss?
Oh, I don't know.
Were you in Play-Go? Go pee.
Oh, hang on. Megan Morris said, I shop enough at Sephora to receive so many free samples I rarely have to buy travel-sized anything. I'm jealous.
Lori Sims, smart shopping tips. I do this also just for backups. So do you have any smart shopping tips when you travel?
I'll give you some of those after I TT.
Woo! When you come back from pee-pee break, we'll have shopping tips from Jocelyn. Until then, would you like to buy some goldfish? Good. You're not getting a goldfish. All right. Carmel Valley, good to see you, Dayton. So, Davin, you are a member. You're fine, Davin. You don't need to do anything else. Oh, Francis, I'm sorry. She's not here. If I can't kiss her. Jocelyn said a bad word. Yeah, she does it sometimes. Thomas Rice, my mama told me never to run low on toilet paper. It's true, because there's one time. Oh, Brig is like trying to get the Biscoff cookies. No, not for you. This is one of the reasons why. If you look at what's called panic buying and shock buying, panic buying is like, oh my God, we don't have this at home and things are going bad. They go to the store specifically to go buy something. Shock buying is when you get to the store and there's a product that's not there and you're like, oh, I think I should buy it because there's nothing left. So you have that. And toilet paper is a very interesting thing because it's one thing that people control. Because think about it. When is the one time in your life in a normal situation when you feel totally lost, like I have no control and I am lost? It's when you're sitting on the toilet and there's no toilet paper and there's none underneath the toilet or the sink next to you. You're like, oh no. So that's one thing you feel like you can have control. And this is why people buy all that toilet paper because they feel like it's something I can control. So there is that. Okay. Now, when they buy 1,000 rolls, okay, that's jerkiness. So there's that. Oh, Christian, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Not that anyone ever asked, so. I don't even want to know how much you love me. I don't care. I don't want to know.
Oh, I love you so much. So I'm totally not going to talk about the gallon of water on the back of the sink.
I wash my hands.
I know, but you flick it like this all over. Can you
so
flick it in the bowl?
Francis is playing I don't drink, but I will join the Shut Up Mark game. So every time you say Shut Up Mark, apparently you have to drink. Shut up, Mark.
Rebecca said, Jocelyn just had me.
Jocelyn had an entire conversation with herself, no one around. Yeah, see, I try to include you all with my conversations. Rude. Not rude.
Rebecca ends it with, I love it, because you know what?
Hi, Ice Dragon in Hong Kong.
I really need to go to bed. It's, good God, it's almost 11 o'clock.
Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock. You're
Michael
tough.
left us.
I know, but he's got to like bike and do a marathon tomorrow. He's a hardcore good dude.
Thomas, never run low on toilet paper. However, do not hoard the toilet paper. There is a difference between being well stocked and hoarding, right? And yes, Southern girls say TT.
That's right. So Adam Clark asks, why haven't you gone to Thailand or Hong Kong? So we were planning to go in the summer of 2018.
Weather and time.
And part of it is weather because the when we have time to go long enough with the kids, that's actually the rainy season. And we're not going to go there. Like, I've seen too many travel vloggers that have gone to Thailand and Philippines and places during the rainy season because, oh, it's cheap to go, let's go. And then they have a horrible time. I'm like, you don't go then. It's like you don't go to Antarctica in the winter. You go to Antarctica in the summer, right? You go to Alaska in July and August, not in January. And so that's one of the things that's held us back. Another thing is we did have a Southeast Asia trip that we were planning on doing. It was literally Sunday, and I was going to go buy the tickets on Monday. And Sunday, I got a call from Brazil, from my host brother in Brazil, who lived with my parents in the U.S. He's like,
Mark
I'm getting
lived
married.
with his parents. He lived with Mark's parents.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
tight.
we're brothers. Like, yeah, we're tight. And like my parents call his parents avó, grandparents in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he goes like, I'm getting married. I'm like, oh, finally? He's like, yes. And it's gonna be in July, and it's this.
P.S. We love her.
Yeah, we love her, and is awesome. And so I'm just.
But you're gonna move, and I see your hand up there, and everyone else does too, and they know.
Anyway, so we had to cancel that trip, and I didn't do that because I had to go to the wedding, and it's not had to. I wanted to go.
And one of my dearest friends from college lives in Hong Kong. He is Korean, born in Korea, raised in Connecticut, lives in Hong Kong, is an architect, amazing man, and I love him to pieces. And we were supposed to go see him in that trip, and I didn't get to, and it breaks my heart. So June, I love you, and I'm coming for you. Because, oh my God, you and my husband are going to be the best of friends.
So, Francis, my mom's doing well. She was here earlier tonight.
Yep.
But my mom doesn't really make it past 8:39. So when I used to come home...
She does when we're drinking wine.
Touche.
We
When
have fun
I used to come
together.
visit in the U.S., when I used to live abroad, I come home, we always play Trivial Pursuit, and I would usually win. But I knew that if we started anytime after 7 o'clock at night, they weren't going to make it. Like, they're going to fall asleep before it's over. So...
Mo says, I should be sitting in a nice hotel in Lisbon, Portugal right now, but we're not.
I'm sorry.
You know what? We get that. There are, God, how many days in this quarantine have we said that we want that first apartment that we had in Sol Arat?
We could have made it. Lauren's back.
I want to go.
Hey,
I
Lauren.
wanna go back. Hey, Lauren. I'm glad you're home.
Justin's only drank more since you left.
It's
Joseph Tyree, thank you very much for becoming a helpful traveler.
very cool. Welcome to the party.
That's awesome.
And you know what? There was Coach Tyree at St. Francis Borgia in Washington, Missouri. I'm sure you're not.
Giselle Rivera points out the key to a happy marriage is to tell your spouse to shut up. Noted. No, you tell your spouse to shut up, and then that spouse has got to be like, "Yes, dear." It's a two-way street.
Only if you're crazy like we are.
Yes.
It's just a thing, right? We have not been to Armenia, and you know what? We're gonna get there. Actually, that's a thing that we're gonna do. We got a little bit of time. As a matter of fact, so we had a lot of things that were like, we're gonna get there for a couple 3 days, da 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 da, this summer, and this summer just. Well, it went to hell in a handbasket. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, everybody else did. I mean, we're all in the same ugly ocean, right? So there we are.
Yeah, so Hawkshaw Hawkins points out TSA will allow up to 12-ounce bottle of hand sanitizer. Yeah, and that's
Will
what
they allow a 12-ounce bottle of Jack Daniels?
Yeah, and that's what you're going to see is you're going to see the rules changing. That's why it's really important that you keep up to date with stuff. The problem is like for people that need to get new passports and things like that, right now they're not doing anything except for emergency passports. I know like Kayla's passport runs out at the beginning of next year. So if we want to travel when things open up again, let's say like in the fall, it's like, shoot, like what do we do? Because he needs a new passport. Can he get it in time? it's going to be very interesting because you're going to have a huge backlog of those things.
That's gonna kick our butts, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Hang on, don't move.
Amit says we're a Mark and Johnson low key power couple.
Bless your heart, Amit.
That's right.
I love you.
Love you, brother.
Sometimes I wonder if Amit is our neighbor Amit. I don't think it is,
No,
but
it's not.
it could be.
Look, Amit, you're in the UK, aren't you? I think you said that.
He is in the UK. That's right. Davin says go to Iceland for New Year. So Davin, first of all, I love Iceland. I think it's fantastic. And I really would like to get there in the winter, but quite frankly, I am afraid to fly into that kind of mess. Like not mess. Iceland is not a mess by any means. But the weather can be a mess. I am afraid of flying. Do you know that? Do all of you know that?
Bye, Chantal. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, hugs.
You're the
Be
girls
well.
and your boy, our love.
Yes.
So Anthony Barnes says, "Do you guys speak Spanish or Portuguese?" Yes.
Falo
yes.
português.
Yes, we can get by.
Entiendo español.
Yeah. Para hablar español no hay problemas
No.
porque tenía que hablar en español
No
porque
hablar.
he pasado muchos meses y años en otros países que se
¡Basta!
hablan español porque hay países
Fast
hispanohablantes que es importante si se habla. No hablo muy bien, pero puedo hablar.
I understand
Moving
all
on.
of what he said, but I can't reply to it because I can't hold
What
still.
are you doing? Thanks,
One
Mark Finley, because Mark Finley's awesome.
Yes.
And Megan Morris is awesome.
I know there was something I thought I saw, but you know what? Just go on.
I'll just go on. I'll just going on. Let's see.
Somebody's talking about smuggling things.
Oh. Anyway, Megan Morris said, "I would pay
Yep.
top dollar for an invite to your Christmas party if it was anywhere near as entertaining as this." So I've always wanted to
Twice
have.
as entertaining as this.
So I've always wanted to have Christmas parties like that, but we were always gone. And
Me
there's always something
too,
going on.
because I love to throw a party more than anything.
And I love Christmas, so it's a great combination. So this year we finally were here, and we could have a Christmas party. And so we have a library. Our mostly have a dining room. We turned our dining room to a library. And so
'Cause I love books.
the dining room table became a bar, and basically they cleaned out our entire bar. We got a lot of stuff.
Hush your mouth.
They
It doesn't
cleaned
matter.
out the alcohol, but people brought so much alcohol that it evened out in the
Actually,
end.
it was even.
It was even in the end. We said, don't bring anything, just come, drink, have fun. It was an open house. And so it was, 6-7 hours? We started,
At least.
yeah, because we started
I cooked for 3 days beforehand.
yeah, because we started about
'Cause I like to
4
cook.
o'clock in the afternoon, and the last people left about 1 in the morning. And it was a fun time, and I can't wait to do it again. But it was cool because the best compliment I got is like, Mark, you have the most eclectic group of friends, but they're all fun people. I'm like, exactly, because good people from everywhere. And I think that's one thing we all need to remember.
That
It's like
might
good
be one
people are
of the
from everywhere.
best compliments we've ever had.
Yeah, because you know what? You can have friends from everywhere. It's
Because
fine.
Our friends are very different. And you know what? We didn't even have any friends from out of the country,
No.
which is unusual because, quite frankly, we have friends from out of the country visiting us on a lot of holidays.
Yeah, when we're not traveling, it's kind of
Because they kind of like to enjoy and see what it's like in
Thanksgiving's
the
very
US.
popular for other people.
Just like we like to go to Germany and Austria for Christmas. You know, I mean, there are certain holidays that are a big thing in different places. What are you laughing?
Christian Valdez, I appreciate you offering to smuggle for Jocelyn.
What's he gonna smuggle?
I don't even want to know. Anyway, Mo,
Let's talk
thank
about
you very
that later,
much.
sugar.
And Mo, I'm glad that my split Croatia video was killer. I appreciate it. We try to put out some new Croatia stuff. I think I have one last Croatia because I put out the Dunce Croatia a few weeks ago,
Good night,
or a few weeks
Chris.
before the coronavirus hit, and I've got one. I think I only have one Croatia video left. It's the 11 Hates of Dubrovnik. So I have that one left to go. So we'll get that one out
And
there.
Chris Bates, good night, dear, and we'll see you later. And enjoy volunteering tomorrow outside on the farm because man, it feels good.
That's
Amit
cool.
says, have you ever tried to sneak alcohol past TSA by putting it in travel size plastic containers in your trolley bags, or am I the only one? Or actually he said,
Well,
"Am I the
we
only
actually didn't
degenerate?"
hide it. We just had it
I
in the
just
thing.
did
They
it.
didn't care.
And I did. I put it right there with
Which
there's
apparently
like
you're not
my.
supposed to, but we just had it in there. It's a
No,
liquid.
no. It's not that you're not supposed to put it past TSA. You're not supposed to open it on the plane. So it's all it's not about TSA. It's about the plane or the airline saying no.
Henry Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks, Henry.
How the hell did we miss this before?
I don't know.
Do you
Happens.
do you guys think 3 days is enough to explore Northern Ireland and a week for the Republic of Ireland? It was my first time going to Europe. Yeah, I think you could do that. If you're going to do your 3 days, the two things I really want you to see, Henry, stop in Dublin. Make sure you do that. But you want to get up to Giant's Causeway in the very north. It is one of the coolest geological features you can see in the world. Like, you have to do this when you go.
But at that, it's half a day. You don't have to
it's
spend. You don't have to
half a
plan
day.
on spending a lot of time.
Because you go to it, you walk through the park, the national park that's there. You walk out on it. The waves like try to kill you and take you out, and then you walk back out and you go.
Good night, Jimmy.
So when you do your tour, like I would get your car in Dublin and then drive up to Belfast, see the stuff there. Then from Belfast, hit a whiskey distillery and then sleep. And then next day go to that and then go across to Derry. And then from Derry go down into London, or not London, going into Ireland. Sorry, I guess I haven't drinking. But you'll have a good time. That is a really good trip, by the way, Henry. You will like that. That's one of those really good, easy, like first time in Europe trips to do. So heads up for that.
Henry, can you direct message us via Facebook or
Twitter. He's on Twitter.
Okay, you're on Twitter. Write Mark directly on Twitter, please,
I'll give some ideas.
and talk to us about that because one, we can give you some ideas. Two, we're going to be in Ireland hopefully later this year, so maybe we could actually meet up and see you in person because that would be awesome.
Yep. Okay. Or we could see him in California.
I know, but if that doesn't happen,
California. Everybody likes Tupac. I think Tupac's outside actually right now.
City of Compton.
Exactly. Let's see. Adita Banzel, I traveled whole of Europe by watching your videos. Love you guys. Be safe. Thank you so much. I'm glad we could help you out. That is really awesome to hear.
Where is this?
Oh, Lauren
Adita,
left.
I see it.
Lauren left a super chat. Lauren, we did not see your super chat.
Lauren.
Oh my God, there's two. Oh, I got Joseph Tyrese. So $2 just because. Respect.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, Lauren.
Lauren, if you haven't already done it, will you please go sign up on Pause for the World because I personally will administer you on that, but I know that you're furloughed and I want to make that happen. Just, something for you because you're always here and you're always a part of this and we enjoy having you. Thank you.
And for those of you that are members, I just posted on the community tab, on the Walters World community tab for members only, to contact me so we can get you on the Facebook group. The patrons, you can send me a direct message with your email and we'll get you on there.
Jasleen, first of all, Jasleen, I want to know.
That's an awesome name.
It is a cool name because it reminds me of my name. It's a little bit funky and just also kind of classy in a special way.
It's very classy.
Right? Jasleen says, what are the top things to see in Puerto Rico? How long would you stay there? I've heard it's expensive. So Puerto Rico is similar in price to America. A little bit, incrementally less expensive than the U.S.
But compared to the rest of the Caribbean, it's really, really cheap. That would be your cheap Caribbean destination, to be honest.
In some respects, yes. However, it's been a minute since I've been there. Stop stealing my drinks. Although
you know what, I'm gonna steal your drink. I'm making a call on this.
Jasleen. So, when in Puerto Rico, there's gosh, it's been a minute, and I'm messing up. What's the fort?
Oh God! I know exactly what you're talking about. It's in your video.
I know. I have a video. It's a very bad video, and it's very old. It's one of the first ones.
It's your first video you ever made.
Video I made by myself without Mark there, because I went to Puerto Rico with my sister and some of her friends for her 30th birthday. So it's a disaster, quite frankly. But
and people were so mean to her. I had to turn up the comments.
Yeah,
but it was actually it was really nice.
You know why people were mad? Because I said that everyone speaks English, and yes.
San Cristobal.
The language of Puerto Rico is Spanish, but for a tourist, when you go to Puerto Rico, everyone will be able to speak English with you. That's just the way it is. What I loved most was the coast. I left the city and we went and we stayed in a little house that our friends' relatives owned. And we paid them like, I don't know, $35 a night. It was ridiculously inexpensive. We had a beautiful time there. Like the people were so cool. And really it was like even more so when you get outside the city. So that's my advice. Just get out and see it. Renting a car was a little bit difficult. And I think I talk about that a little bit in the video. I should just make a new one. Well, we're going to go back to Puerto Rico and make a new one. Yeah. So anyway, if you're on Instagram, will you just direct message me and we can talk more about this?
Sorry, I just found this picture that when I was trying to send something to the kids, to Caleb, it's his brother asleep on him. He's like, look, I'm happy. Sorry, I had to put that up there. Oh, so the Christmas party's down. I think Germany Personal Travel Guide has a good point. October 31st will be a great party. The celebration of the University of Georgia destroying the University of Florida yet again because UGA is way better than Florida because University of Florida is horrible.
We're at New York threw up on
Oh, yes, Tbilisi. Awesome.
Honey, Darian, I love you. But when you make comments like that, it just burns my biscuits.
Okay, so Anthony Barnes, have you been to Guatemala? We have La Gatilan. Yeah, it is gorgeous there. I do recommend it very highly. Stop. Have you been to the SCAD Savannah Film Festival?
Megan Morris says, have you been to the SCAD Savannah Film Festival or any other film festivals? Hey, Megan, I'm a SCAD alum. And let me tell you what I did during the film festival. Whole lots of people, really famous.
You did lots of people? What the hell is wrong with you?
I said whole lots of people.
Oh, okay. I guess I shouldn't close my ears.
Good God, shut up, Mark. Drank. Anywho, lots of people came through. And at the time, I was in school and working in restaurants. So, one, I could not afford to go to the film festival. And I would say 85 to 90% of staff could not. That was not a thing for any of us. Because, the film festival isn't really for the students. One time I got to wait on the president of the college.
What's her name?
Paula.
Yes.
So that was interesting. The whole thing, all the way through this, the film festival is an interesting week. Savannahans we are very used to having piles of famous people in the city. None of us pay any attention. We're kind and just like you would be with anyone else. But yeah. There's that.
So Philippe, I'm proud of you for adding Bailey's to your coffee because you need the vitamin D from the cream. It's a very good thing. I'm very proud of you. Let's see. Okay, if we can travel. Okay, France is saying if we could travel, say Czech or France, can see a lot and would be slightly cheaper. Yeah, Czech would definitely be cheaper. But the Czech government's really being like, we're keeping everything closed for a long time.
You got to keep your eye on that because they're like kind of busting out the stuff.
Henry Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, thanks, Jocelyn. Sure will do. Have a good night. I'm glad we can help. And do write me, Henry, because we can give you all kinds of good stuff. I love going to Ireland.
We'd like to talk personally with you about that.
Yeah, because I've gone there by myself. I've gone there to see friends twice. I've gone there with friends twice. I've gone there with Jocelyn. You only been once?
Twice?
Once?
Oh, God. We've only been there together once?
Once. And then I feel there's another. Did I go there with my parents?
I don't know. Keep track.
I don't think with my parents. So I've nearly 6 times. But yeah. Drank.
Salt and vinegar chips.
We have a bag downstairs.
We do?
Yes. We did. It's a big bag. You'll be fine.
We will definitely go to India.
Yeah,
so you know what? We have friends in a couple different areas. So India, as everyone knows, is a massive big country. and there's so many places to go and see. We have friends near the Himalayas, like the foothills of the Himalayas. Your student is
Dwi?
yeah, but he is not. He is in Goa. Is that right?
he's more towards Goa. Yeah.
He's near Goa. There's a lot. There's so much to see, and we have friends around the area, and we're very excited to go and see.
It was San Cristobal, like
Hey,
I said.
it's 11:11. Make a wish.
Okay, I did. Okay, so Spectrum. Oh,
Hey,
Spectrum Art Maddie. Good to see you. A question: do you think
Been a
it's safe
minute.
to start replanning to reschedule a European trip for this fall?
I do.
I think you can start thinking about it. I think it depends where you're going to go. Like, look and see which countries are doing better with controlling the crisis and stuff like that, and which ones don't have governments that are like, we're going to close for a year, because that's where you're going to have some issues. It depends where you're going to go, but I think because things are starting to get under control, that's why we're starting to talk about like the post. That's why we ask people like, what are your post quarantine travel questions? So we're going to make a whole set of videos starting next week, or hopefully on Sunday. If not Sunday, then from Wednesday on, we're gonna have like 4 or 5 videos going on. What's transportation? What's accommodation? Trying to get some
What's
ideas.
cleanliness? There's a lot.
Because there's a lot of things that people will say, but they're things that you can do yourself, and so we're gonna look at for things like
Stop. Okay. Giselle says El Moro, and also Talia says El Moro Castillo San Cristobal. That's what I was
Yes.
thinking of. Castillo San Cristobal.
that. It's still
Moro.
out there right now. if you
It's
want
the
to know.
deaf? I'm translating from Portuguese, from English to Portuguese to Spanish to back to English. So
The P is silent. Ha 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 ha. Liam made a good joke.
hey, you know what, Liam? I love you, the world.
Liam's joke was, why can't you hear a pterodactyl?
Good night, gals.
Oh, Teen Titans go.
We'll see you tomorrow at Means to Travel's live stream, not live stream.
Means to Travel's live stream.
not
Yeah.
life with an F, with a V.
Okay, so you'll see me
Okay.
because Jocelyn might still be sleeping
Tomorrow is Thursday. I won't be awake.
all day. Ow! I have to get up in the morning and give an exam. So hush now. Number 8,
Is
shut
salt
up,
and
Mark.
vinegar a tribe, Daniel? Is that a thing?
No,
or is it just us?
it's a chip that you need to drink.
First concert. What was your first concert?
My first concert was Gin Blossoms that you were in.
Oh my
So we were at the same concert, though I think she might be the girl that tried to kick me in the balls when I tried to help her when she fell down in the mosh pit. It could have been her. So that we just had that together. There's 7 Up, buddy.
Just in what, if there's anything in one of those cans.
7 Up. There's no ginger ale. There's
And
7 Up.
also, Sugar Lips. It's 11:15. I don't think you get soda. You can choose milk or water.
Welcome to the Himalayas. Guess the movie. Jumanji? I don't know. I actually don't know that one.
Stop.
Siraj, Bad 320 exam tomorrow. That's right. My students are studying hard. Oh, I should look and see if they're actually studying.
I hope you are, because you know what? It's 320. It's the basis. You need
like
to know
you
it.
should
Sugar.
get like this is not the class that knocked you out of the thing. This is the class
No.
that helps you make up for the other classes that are jerk professors.
The biggest thing you need to study in university the entire time, your intro class is like the second most important. The first most important is your last class, your capstone class. If you can get those 2 things, all the stuff in between, if you go to those classes and you glean any information, you'll figure out what comes between the beginning and the end. Maybe I shouldn't say that because other professors will hate me.
You'll be fine.
But that's my experience.
No professors
as
watch
having,
this. Nobody cares. We're fine.
Well, as
We only have
having
awesome people like
graduated,
them.
Sum cum laude, that you didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that.
I was only summa cum laude,
That's
not
right.
magna.
But
You know
you're-
why?
but
Because
you're-
I had to take a math class.
Yeah, I know.
And guess what
And
happens with me in
it
math?
doesn't do well. I know. Yes, we do study the history. I actually love reading the Lonely Planet Guide's history section before we go, and I like to know that because you'll be surprised how much you understand from a culture when you read their history to see
Monsters,
why
you're
they do
right.
stuff. So that's one thing I say.
Derek from Means to Good God Almighty. Derek
we're gonna
from
wrap up here a
Means to
little bit
Travel
because-
says we all either need to have milk or water from here on out. Guess what? I haven't had anything because holy honkers, I should not. One,
make her a
hola
pizza.
in Colombia.
Oh, de Colombia. Wine. So the original plan of this year.
Fala en español. Fala en español. Habla en español.
Okay. La idea
Hola.
principal de ese año es que para Natal, Navidad, vamos a Colombia. Pero ahora tenemos que cambiar todas las vacaciones. Entonces, no sé cuándo vamos a Colombia, pero la idea es que tal vez en la primavera vamos a Colombia. So, si tienes algunas tips, dicas, no sé cómo se dice en español, pero si tiene, dame porque necesitamos algunas ideas para Colombia en abril, marzo. Por favor, gracias.
I love how he says so instead of entonces. Maddie asks, what was...
Entonces.
I said entonces.
You said so.
You said so instead of entonces.
Hey, look, someone had a question.
Shut the up.
Okay.
Maddie says, what was the joke? All I heard was the P is silent. The joke is...
Okay, so why don't you hear pterodactyls pee? Because the P is silent. I love you. Shut up, Mark. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, Rebecca was right there for it. Jinx. Rebecca can't. Oh, I said her name. Dang it, she gets to talk again. You are Matt's sworn enemy, Jocelyn. Yes, she is. Seriously, straight up. I love you. All right. So, okay, so she's
Shut up,
toasted.
Mark.
There we go. Shit number 9, and that was number 10. coming.
Spanglish.
Anyway,
You have no idea about the Spanglish in this house. And actually, my Spanglish is like horrible. Shut up, Mark. Stop patting me.
you got like 11, 12.
Don't placate me with patting. So here's the gig. Spanglish. I don't speak Spanish, but when I was 5, I was fluent, and now I am
Jocelyn
not.
said Derek is. Yeah, you were when you were a kid. That's right.
I'm done.
All right. Anyway, we love you
I
all.
tell you're right. I definitely need to drink ginger ale. Good God, I've never been so tipsy in public. Sorry.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up because it's been 3 hours and 18 minutes. We want to
And
thank
also,
everybody.
Jocelyn is tipsy and cannot be trusted.
You're
on the
doing fine.
interwebs.
I love you.
I love you too. You're my favorite.
I love you too, baby. All right, so we wish you all the best. Rebecca's like on fire. So we wish you all the best. Thank everybody for being on here tonight. I'm glad we could have another whiskey and wine Wednesday with a lot of whiskey and vodka, but there was no wine today.
No wine, just lots of whiskey.
So we look forward to seeing everybody next
Buenos
Wednesday night
noches,
here. Oh,
Mariposa.
Mariposa, thank you very much. Buenas noches to you
Gracias.
as well. Emperor King,
Merci.
good night, everybody. So we'll be back next Wednesday night. So wait, hold on. Tomorrow night I'll be with Fabio, the English teacher, on Instagram.
The Portuguese
the Portuguese
English
English
teacher.
teacher. And then
Brazilian
on
Portuguese.
Monday night we'll be with Turn It Up World, talking about Peru on their live feed, and we'll be back on Wednesday night. So we love you all. Look for our video tomorrow, what to see and do when you're in Prince Edward Island. We have that coming out tomorrow. It's an
Thanks,
old video.
Derek.
So there'll be that coming out on Saturday. We'll have what to know before you go on a safari. That's a longer video, so we'll have that. And then
Good night.
hopefully Sunday we'll start with our series on what travel will look like after COVID and after the quarantine. If not, that'll start on Wednesday, and I'll have another travel video for Sunday. Anyway, wish you all the
Buenas
best.
noches, good
Thank you, everybody.
night,
We love you all.
bem-vindo.
Make sure Jocelyn gets upstairs safely, and I will sleep in the basement for my own safety.
No, you won't.
I wish
You'll
you
be
all the
by
best.
my side. Shut up, Mark.
Love you
Y'all
all.
drank.
That's right.
Hugs.
Shut up, Mark, just to finish off for like a 13th. Bye, everybody.
Bye.